Hello there. Late once again, embarrassing. True. This time actually was late by 2 minutes. Usually when people say that, that just means that I wasn't there when the minute turned over. But here we are today. Anyway, let me check everything's right. Everything is right. Nothing else to do. Let's go to YouTube. Because we are a YouTube streamer, after all. Star Wars used to be. No, what Star Wars used to be. This is on the moon of Endor, right? I remember this scene. Actually, maybe it's not. I have no idea. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. In praise of great exposition. Did I click this last stream, or maybe I saw this off stream and I was like, this is going to be terrible, isn't it? A 20-minute video about showing and telling. Come on, babes, you know what you have to watch. Oh, you want me to watch, I don't even know what you want me to watch. I don't know if you're talking about the Peter Jackson thing. That's not happening, sickly. Okay. It's like, it's a top, I'm just not interested at all. But is there anything else, sickly, you want me to watch? How Executive Think. I think we've seen that already. Nothing interesting. A bunch of shorts. Hey, we watched this last time, right? Oh no, was that the same lady? I remember she had like purple hair or something. Nostalgia Critic. Crazy. Is that Tom Baker? Oh my god, it is Tom Baker, the fourth Doctor, who I recently watched in Pyramids of Mars. Crazy. I thought that was a link someone sent. I just got the notification that I'm live streaming. Crazy. Heath is here dabbing. We love Heath. I guess I can't watch more Madoka because of this idiot. Don't pretend like you're watching at Madoka. I know you're still on episode 4. I can tell. I wonder if Kyle updates his My Anime list every time he watches an episode. What would it be? Kyle, no, Nation Eventer? I don't even know. Let's just go to my list and see Kyle's from there. Because, you know, we're friends, I think. Or we follow each other. I don't know how Mal works. I'm no expert. Oh my god, every time. My Anime list, Elite Ari, show me. I definitely don't update it. The last time I updated it was apparently Heavenly Delusion in May 24th. I don't know who these people are. Who's Kyle? This one. Perfect Blue, May 23rd, a day before I made my update. What a coincidence. Who are his favorite characters? Any changes? I don't think so. Anyway. What do we actually have to do today? We got videos we could watch. This could be a nice boring stream where I don't do too much. That could be good. It's been a while since I've had one of those. We got a crossword as always. We've got, we'll talk about that later. Doctor Who stuff. I don't know if I have anything really to say. I guess I would assume anyone here right now, I'm assuming you've already seen the finale. What are they talking about on Reddit these days? Oh, I guess for anyone who's here following my H3 podcast arc or H3 show arc, they finally did the follow-up episode after the cat episode that they got flamed over on the weekend, and Ethan Klein, the legend, he doubled down on his takes. He pointed out all the really bad criticism and said, these people are bad and you're all bad because this is bad, and it's really funny and everyone's really mad. So we love the H3 show, which is still called the H3 podcast, apparently. Where is it? Crazy. Here we go. Probably has a lot of dislikes, is what I'm guessing. People getting... It's great. We love it. At some point, you guys got to stop seeking out the extreme haters because it's got to be exhausting. Jacob deserves an apology, and most people in the show comments were very reasonable. Amen to that. Do you think... Oh, wait. Guess I can't watch... Oh, I read that already. Do you think Gamblegate has the Tories finished? I don't know what Gamblegate is. I don't know what Tories are either, so... MF, motherfucker, says Kyle. Crazy. I've been watching. There's no way you've been watching. I don't believe you. Why would you even bother checking this? I don't know. Maybe you would. This is the dumbest delete argument ever. Miller says, I updated the minute I watch something. Is that true? Oh, wait. Why do I even bother? Let me just Google it. My anime list, Miller, the killer. Ciclet sent a video. That's crazy. If you Google Miller the Killer, Nation of Enter shows under. Looks like he is. What date is it today? 25th. Oh, Miller hasn't watched anime in 2 days. It seems crazy. My Hero Academia, the 7th season, episode 8. Crazy. Madoka Magica is still in episode 3. He's fallen behind. He gave up. Wasn't his type of show. Demon Slayer, 6 out of 8. Crazy. Apparently he's still reading the One Piece manga. Hard to believe he's a fan if he hasn't read it yet, but Chainsaw Man, true, new episode comes out today, one new chapter. And Jujutsu Kaisen, of course, 262. And there's the profile picture that Miller always uses. Is it the one here? Yeah, it is. This is the king of the Chimera Ants from Hunter x Hunter. Crazy. I wouldn't dare spoil his name, because the name is like a big plot element. No, I haven't. I hear it's shit. Well, looks like Ciclet should form his own opinion on things. Do you want to do the last 3 quarters, the last 3 out of 4 Black Lagoon videos, Ari? I must be in the car though to scream. Definitely not doing. If anything, I would only do 1 more. I think on stream. I don't think there's much to talk about when it comes to the Black Lagoon stuff, and I don't think anyone would be interested in it. But I could do this one. It's still on the list, and it's short. But I'm not doing more than 1. I must have an outlet. I wish I still had haters. You still have haters somewhere, I'm sure. You probably still have a bunch of people who hate you on Twitter if you tweet out something dumb. You should definitely farm your Twitter followers, right? You have a lot of them, right? Look at this, 300 Twitter followers, crazy. So compared to my measly 78, pathetic. And all my boring tweets. Look at this, coolest art ever, my god. It's Jinx from Arcane. My god, look at this. It's Asa and Yoru from Chainsaw Man, the War Devil up here, in the style of Nia from Gurren Lagann. The coolest anime hairstyle I've ever seen. The colors and everything, I love it. Anything else? Cute Pochta, piece of sushi, we love it. Mia's funny tweet about this being Gudrid. What else? A bunch of stuff I tweet out. This terrible scene from The Acolyte. My thumbnail. That's it. And I don't think you can see my likes anymore. Yep, no likes. What a shame. I could have showed them off, shown all the fantastic fan art that I like, but no, can't see it anymore. I wish I still had haters. Wait, why are people mad? What did H3 do? Well, their last, before on Friday or whatever, their podcast, they did the cat discourse, the big cat drama, and they kind of took the minority position, which is that the guy is in the wrong and the girl is probably right. And but they were a bit midway. They're both of these people are probably wrong, but we're probably more a little bit on the girl side. And also they only grilled one side, and the guy that they did grill they grilled him incredibly difficultly, or incredibly harshly, I guess. People weren't happy about that. And then they came back, did the next episode after that, after the weekend, and they pointed out kind of strawman criticisms, I guess, and people weren't happy about that. Miller, aren't you just so very excited for the new Chainsaw Man chapter coming up? I don't. Miller says, I forgot. Miller, you should why don't you protest by stop reading? Or do you still? I guess you probably still enjoy it generally, or maybe you're curious as where it goes. But I think it'd be very powerful if you protested by stop reading. I don't know. It'd be a statement. You could tweet it out and be like, you know what, guys, I'm done. Fujimoto, he's lost me. I'm going to stop reading Chainsaw Man. And I implore you to also stop. It could be a very bold thing. I'll retweet it, Miller, if you tweet it out. That Cell, true, does look like Cell. And Film Buff pointed out, even he hasn't seen the design apparently, but I'm fairly sure he's probably seen it somewhere. But he saw a silhouette and he's like, oh, it kind of looks like Cell or something. And I'm like, yeah. And I think in the first time the Chimera Ants showed up in the Chimera Ant arc, he's like, oh, this is reminding me a lot about I think he said the Cell arc or something, or just Dragon Ball Z in general or something. And I'm like, what is he? What is he? Where does he get these things from? He said something crazy the other day as well. Oh, this, it's not crazy. Ever since he started reacting to Hunter x Hunter, this is mild spoilers, I guess, for people who are interested in a very small storyline in Hunter x Hunter, but as soon as he saw Illumi's brainwashing eyes, he has been convinced that they are literally brainwashing Killua. It's a literal brainwashing thing, and it's not some, I don't know, thematic, symbolic brainwashing from being raised by him or something. And obviously he's right, but I mean, I don't think there's anything to really point toward that as being the case. So I don't know if he's just like speculating wildly and with strong conviction, and he just happens to be right, or he like, I don't know, or he just knows the answer. Like, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Like, I just, the thing is, whenever I see him make speculations with a strong conviction, he always seems to be right. And I never see him make really strong convictions, like statements like that, without him being right, which would be like embarrassing, I guess, for him. But I don't know if he either edits it out of the discussions, or he only really makes those claims if he actually is really confident. But I don't know why he would be so confident about it, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. Elite Ari, did you see my most recent tweet? Oh, wait, did I skip something? Oh, that's Cell, that's his name. In total, the rest of the Black Lagoon videos are like 20 minutes, Ari. Oh, we're only watching one, okay? 9 minutes. Oh my god, Elite Ari, did you see my most recent tweets? Let's see. Is this something I can bring up on stream? I don't remember. Oh, is it the House of the Dragon thing? I saw something. See, Elite Ari, I told you she was very pretty this episode. And it's quoting a tweet which says, Mizaria better than me. I'd have sucked the eggs out of her ovaries like a bubble tea right there in front of the Queen's Guard. Crazy. I don't know who this is to Kyle. Is this like someone Kyle follows, or is it just a random person who showed up on his timeline? I don't know. I'm going to assume that's like Kyle's friend or something. Crazy. So Kyle endorses this person is what I'm hearing. Anyway, so go audit their profile, guys, okay? But don't do that. It's just a joke. Mia liked it. Well, Mia is a House of the Dragon fan. Did we get any comments on our House of the Dragon? Are we getting more views? Are we at 100 views? Oh my god, did we surpass 10 views even? That's not bad. 50, oh, that's the 5 days ago. I thought that was the recent one. No views? I mean, it could be better. 20 views? That's not bad. 1 comment. 1 thumbs up on the comment. That is actually not me, so pretty good. Anyway. 382. Kyle's gone down a sub, I think. Or maybe he went back up. I don't know. You know, Ordinary R is doing pretty good. Almost at 410 subscribers. Pretty crazy. This video, apparently the thumbnail test's still going, because that was not my primary thumbnail. We got big things coming for this channel, okay? When's June? How many days away? I'm in July. We're going to try some stuff next month, okay? Perhaps. We'll see how brave and bold I'm feeling. That girl dies? Huh? Wait, is this like a spoiler for something? Oh, it's Kyle saying something about Gurren Lagann, I think. That girl dies and then comes back, but it's actually dead at the end of Gurren Lagann. It seems that Kyle doesn't know anything, which is good. Okay, you can put Forgotten Silver on your film recommendation list. Actually, Ciclet, you can put it on my film recommendation list by going to eliteari.com and then suggesting it. And then I can approve it. Oh my god, there's an analysis video on how Lim is speech right now there, Ari. The Linguistics of Limit show. No, thank you. We can finally understand him. It takes less than a minute to read each chapter. I may as well read it. I mean, it depends. Depends, Miller. Don't you want you want the manga to be better, right? And don't you think you should do that by taking action and not supporting it when it's bad, and try and like fight with your wallet or whatever Reddit says? But it causes hours and hours of pain, Miller. True. It's like me predicting Zenith getting Mushoku Tensei spoilers. We're not talking about Mushoku Tensei here. Me and Phil Buff just understand stories, bro. Predictive geniuses, just a random girl. It's funny because it's a girl being horny and girls aren't horny. Mia's horny. That's why he liked it. 4 likes. Just you wait, Ari. One day I'll have 408 subscribers. I don't know about that. The girlfriend does... Oh, I thought this was a spoiler. Oh, the girlfriend does die at the end of Gurren Lagann, Ari. Best guy ever told me. If you say so. Okay, you can have whatever theories you want about Gurren Lagann. Yeah, you should watch that Limmy analysis. I'm not watching a Limmy analysis. Oh my goodness. My CRT TV died on me as soon as I got it. Jesus. That's really rough, Ciclet. You should, like, invest even more time and become, like, a CRT specialist and, like, fix the TV. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, buy all the spare parts and why not just get certified and become, like, a CRT technician or something as your full-time career? That'd be crazy, wouldn't it? The consensus, yeah, oh, the consensus, I wonder how we get arriving at this, is that part 2 is better than 1. I ain't gonna change nothing. How do you know what the consensus is, Miller? What's that based on? Like Twitter? That's tragic, Ciclet, says Cloud Entertainment. Crazy. Sony, Trini, I'm assuming this is the model of his CRT. I don't even know what this is, but yep. I have to repair it now. Yep, good luck. I mean, CRTs, they can't be that bad to repair, right? As long as you have the parts. It's just a big, like, electrode gun or something, right? CRT. How does a cathode ray tube work? Has like a big accelerator that accelerates electrons and scans up and down. You can build one of these. You just need a vacuum tube, right? Easy. Piece of cake. Power scaling. Does anyone think about creative choices they make? Now that's an interesting video.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Ian Kirk Patty Cake. I'm an author, idiot, and loin streamer, and today we are finally reviewing the long-awaited Yaira comic from Rippaverse, Yaira 1 by the Saska sisters, Jen and Sylvia. Maybe
that was not what I was expecting. Okay, let me know in the comments below. Let you know what. I guess the answer to the title. Does anyone think about the creative choices that they make? I think about my creative choices sometimes. What is this? G. I've never seen this before. I don't want to open it. I don't know what it is. Bunch of comments. Crazy. I have to repair it now. Nice flex lead, Ari. What did I flex on? Oh, knowing what cathode ray tube is. True, you know I did physics. I know the basics. I know what CRT means. It just means old, stupid. True. I need a technician because if you open it up, the capacitor keeps a massive charge for months after unplugging will kill you. The vacuum can also explode and shatter glass and kill you. Dangerous stuff. That sounds about right. Hello, everyone. Let me know in the comments. Let you know what. I'll let you know in the comments. I understand. Physics is fake. Otherwise, they teach in school. Okay. That's enough chat for now, okay? I can't let you guys define the entire stream. For significant portions I can, but not all of it. Anyway, Gallifrey, what's going on in the Gallifrey subreddit? Was there a trailer? Doctor Who Joy to the World trailer and speculation thread? I don't think so. I don't think it was a trailer. How would you rank Series 14 amongst the new series? That's a good question. Why is this... What is this? Oh, doctorwhotv.co.uk. My favorite place to look at episode discussions afterwards. I would scroll down to the comments and read them all after every episode back in like 2014 or 2013 maybe. I don't know why it linked to this random website, but what is the answer? Okay. I don't want to do another tier list, but 4's really good. 5's really good. 6 is really good. 7 is really good. 8 is really good. 9 is probably one of the better ones. 10 is pretty bad. And then this one is really good. I don't know. They're all great. The snow was explained. That's a bold claim. Okay, let's see. People saying the snow wasn't explained in this drives me nuts. Now, what's the theory going to be, I wonder? How is the snow explained? Like, that's the one element where I'm, like, pretty confident it hasn't been explained, right? Unless I'm really missing something. It has to do with memory and Ruby remembering the thing inside the time window, and that's how the TARDIS was solid, and I don't know, she could say... Oh, I don't know why I said she. They could say something about that. People saying the snow wasn't explained, this is driving me nuts. Out of all the things that weren't explained, like why the memory changed to the mother pointing, or what Sutek has to do with the Pantheon, this was not a problem. It was even explained twice in case you missed it the first time. Oh my gosh, this is bold. The Doctor. There is one thing that I can never do, Ruby, and that's take you back to the church on Ruby Road that Christmas. Absolutely never. But you've got a time machine. If you change one thing, a single snowflake, that could change your birth mother's story, and then you would never meet me. None of this would ever happen, and we would fall into the deepest, darkest paradox, Ruby. Trust me. I think that snow was a warning. I can't, and I won't. Snow was a warning. Okay, well, it didn't pan out to be a warning in the end. And then again, in the Legend of Ruby Sunday. No, I can't. I've been to Ruby Road once, and I can't cross over on my own history. The one night that we need to see, and I have time locked myself out of it. And then Ruby says, that's not like you. You love to break the rules. Yeah, but it snows. It snows? Oh, it really snows. It was snowing the night Ruby was born, and it keeps snowing all around her, actual snow, which means that the night is so raw and so open, the last thing that I should do is take a time machine back there. And once more, it's snow, that's impossible. I'll tell you what's impossible, we haven't even turned it on yet. Now, I warn you, that time has tides and hollows and secrets, and this fixed point on Christmas Eve is the wildest I have ever seen. So all the time travel around the night made it raw and open and wild. The paradox of just going there and changing a single snowflake is so dangerous that even Ruby's call to mystery of that night makes time bleed the snowflakes from it around her. I do like that. I guess that is an interesting headcanon. Because the one piece of like evidence I always think of when I'm thinking of like how could you possibly answer this snow thing is that in 73 Yards, Ruby, when she's going to revisit, no, I think when she's dying or something like that. Either she's dying or no, she is, I think. She says like, oh, I could make it snow once. And then later on, or maybe earlier on, she's like, it hasn't snowed since or something. I think when she visits the TARDIS. So I thought, oh, it has something to do with like her mentality or something. So I guess this could be an interesting thing where it's like, because the Ruby is so focused on other things in her life besides her mother and her and the doctor and everything, maybe it never snows again because that memory is never really brought up again to her. I don't know. This could be interesting. It all sounds fun and dandy, but there's Maestro's monologue that doesn't line up with anything. Well, I mean, you could line up Maestro's thing here, right? Saying that there's a song inside her soul or whatever is what Maestro said, right? And that song could be her remembering that important moment and causing time to bleed there or something, right? According to Maestro, who happened to be a god, the snow is caused by the power of song hidden deep inside of her, the creature that is very wrong, and it's done by the oldest one, who couldn't be there at the night of her birth, but was and did all of this on purpose. Maestro even asked thrice, what for? And all of this started not by Ruby thinking about her origin, which is what you link the snow to, but Maestro torturing her. Well, you could say that it's Maestro probing her history or something, which could lead to the snowing, which could be associated with Sutek's mental projection powers, I guess. And the more I think about it, this is an interesting theory. We and Maestro were made to believe that okay, this is just like cynicism stuff. Okay, interesting. What was I up to? Reading chat. I was scrolling through this. Oh boy, oh Jesus Christ, you guys were talking a lot. Physics is fake, otherwise they teach me in school. I'm wasting all my best jokes on this Domi. True. You know they unteach you high school physics at a high level because it's all untrue. That's the weird. I've heard that talking point. I think even Destiny says that talking point. I mean, that's a very big simplification. I think what it is that the models that you use, some of them get replaced, but some of them just get like updated, or from being more simplistic, they get more details added to them, which can make it feel like it's a whole reshuffling. But who am I to know, you know? I only know that's the case for things that aren't physics, but maybe physics is different. Should I play Minecraft while watching the stream, Ari? Do what you want, okay? Should I run back to you, or should you come back to me? You do what you want, Kyle. I'm leaving to play The Last Guardian, okay? You probably don't got anything valuable to you. I have that game Ciclet, never played it though. Well, I just finished the Shadow of the Colossus remake, and it's amazing. It got announced in 2007 or something, and then didn't come out till 2016 or something. Bro, he doesn't get his girlfriend back or something. I don't know what that means. 2017, I know the spoilers. That's SOTC. I think I have, okay, more gaming talk. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's Blood gorgeous, Kyle, and Sokino. I don't know anything about this game, okay, guys? It's very anime. What's Elite Ari talking about? That's what everyone's asking right now. It's about Doctor Who. I could play it, bro. Why not? But I won't. One Piece. He said it, Miller. Only like 4 or 5 hours long, and you can stream it. True, Kyle could stream it if you wanted to. No, I can't stream from my PS4. Oh my god. I always scroll down too far and I just lose track of everything. I think the same thing every time, Kyle. Just get a capture card. Just don't. You don't need one. I can't stream from inside Ciclet. Wasn't there a line that one time in the very Wasn't there a line at that time is a very open in that moment? Yeah, there was. Tell your parents to go on holiday. Everyone looks like idiots trying to understand Doctor Who logic. That is true to an extent. Yeah, but it can be fun to kind of piece things together that somewhat fit all the little pieces. You know. They're not rich enough for holidays, bro, and they hate each other. Ain't happening. They're Australian. Can't they just drive to the boonies? Especially when RTD will just make shit up on the spot, behind the scenes content on a whim. True. Sickler's using some really cool emotes. He'd get cooler ones, though, if he was a YouTube member for $1 a month. Ruby's all the beach leader. I have an opinion. Don't tell me what I want. You love Shadow of the Colossus, Ari. It's kind of like Mushoku Tensei. I don't even like Mushoku Tensei. Released season 2. What a bad season. My goodness. Anyway. Anything else interesting here? The snow was explained. That's a mildly interesting thing. The phaser aliens. To people who don't know... I'm not going to bring it up. To the people who don't know who their parents are, how did you find the depiction of Ruby, the series? About the salt. True, the salt did allow the Pantheon to arrive. Would anyone else like to see a story arc with a master? No, I don't. End there. I don't want any more master for a long time, okay? I've had enough of the master. People are misunderstanding the climax of Empire of Death, and it's making you feel crazy. Alright, spoilers for Empire of Death. Big spoilers. You should avoid this, Ciclet. What? I thought it was your favorite anime. What's your favorite thing then? No, it's not my favorite anime. It's my favorite light novel because it's the only light novel I've ever read. It's good. Like, I would say, overall, Mushoku Tensei is probably like a 9, 8 or a 9. I don't know. My favorite thing? I don't know. Go to my anime list. I've got a few 10 out of 10s on there. I sold all my old anime DVDs for a PS2, then realized I needed to watch them on CRT. True. Oh my god. I keep seeing people say that the end of Empire of Death, spoilers, Sutek was defeated in the same way that he was in Pyramids of Mars, but he wasn't. I don't even know if we know what happened at the end of Pyramids of Mars, because my understanding of what happened at the end was the Doctor trapped him in a time corridor, and that time corridor, the end, like, because basically Sutek enters a time corridor to travel to Earth, and while he's in that time corridor, the Doctor extends the end point of that time corridor to be really far in the future, which results in Sutek, while he's traveling in that time corridor, dying before he gets to the end of it, because his, like, lifespan ends in 7,000 years, whereas the time corridor is far in the distant future. That's my understanding. But then the question is, like, if he died there due to old age, how did he cling on to the TARDIS? I have no idea. I don't know if you have an explanation for that. But then how he was defeated in this finale, again, spoilers, I don't really understand. I guess he just got thrown into the time vortex and the time vortex itself killed him. I don't know. I guess the implication that he was only able to survive in the time vortex previously because it was attached to the TARDIS. That's why he was, like, holding it throughout the whole, like, every episode, basically. And when he was, like, disconnected from it, and thrown into the time vortex, he died while in it. Which is, I think, not the same as what was happening in the Pyramids of Mars, but maybe, I don't know, what's their conclusion? Sutek was not defeated in the same way he was defeated in Pyramids of Mars, as evidenced by the show itself, and people who were saying he was making me wonder if we even watched the same show. Oh, great. Do I have to read this whole thing? Oh, my goodness. In the original 1975 version, it was made clear that Sutek was defeated by being trapped in a time corridor, same thing, whose exit is placed thousands of years in the future, which will eventually age him to death after 7,000 years. I'm a genius. That's exactly what I said. Actually, that means I understood 1975 perfectly, according to this person's Reddit post here. The updated version added special effects such as the orange glow as Sutek disappears into the time vortex, which makes it appear as though he is being disintegrated. That is true. In Empire of Death, the Doctor explains this by saying, I cast you into the time vortex. I sent you forward to your own death. I believe the unintentional ambiguity of this line, combined with the updated special effects work we see in the Empire of Death and Tales of the TARDIS, has given rise to some confusion over the climax of Empire of Death. People keep saying, but Sutek was cast into the time vortex the first time. I guess I would disagree with this, because we don't really know what a time corridor is, right? Sutek was cast into the time vortex the first time, and it didn't work. Why did the Doctor think it would work this time? Some are even going as far to call it a plot hole, except it isn't, because the two methods of defeating Sutek are different. In Pyramids, the Fourth Doctor ages Sutek to death. I believe in the line, I cast you into the time vortex has confused those who didn't see the original story, and those who did see the original story with the updated effects misunderstood the Fourth Doctor's explanation of Sutek's defeat. In Empire, the Doctor once again sends Sutek into the time vortex, but this time, rather than trapping it in a time tunnel leading to his own demise, he hurls Sutek into the vortex itself, directly exposing him to the environment and ensuring that he is utterly destroyed. We can assume he is 73 yards away from the TARDIS, putting him outside his protective barrier when he dies, explaining how he survived, clinging to the TARDIS for millennia. It is emphatically not a plot hole. There are many things in the story I disliked, but this made perfect sense to me. Could the episode's dialogue... Okay, whatever, then we're just trying to justify stuff. Okay. He's destroyed for good until it isn't because another writer wants to ping him back. I mean, that's the same thing for everything, but yeah. Anyway, crazy. I think that's generally what my take was. Now, I don't know why the time vortex would kill a god like Sutek, but it just, you gotta just believe that's the case. That's just how it works. Okay. Why can't I see far in the Minecraft PC? Just set your render distance further. You can see as far as you want. Consoles are way better, bro. Yeah, but you guys had you guys hand out 10s like nothing. That is true. I do like anime a lot. My anime list, Elite RE. How many 10s do I have at this point? Like 5, 6? But it is true. They are all 10s out of 10s. Or 10 out of 10s. Kyle says, I'll never experience another 10 never again. Just wait till we get the Madoka Magica Rebellion movie. That'll be a 10 out of 10, I'm sure. Is this a random seed for a world, Ari? Why is it so weird and flat? Yeah, it's just a random seed. There's a mod, Kyle, where stuff far away loses its detail like every other game. Get it. We'll fix the draw distance. Ravenous is a 10, Kyle. I think Ravenous is a 3 out of 5, I think. Was it a 4? In retrospect, I'd probably give it like between a 3 and a 4. I don't know what I settled on. They retconned it so that the time... Actually, they probably... I don't even know. It's been a while since I've watched it. They retconned it so that the time corridor is the same as the time vortex the turtle is traveling through. Well, it looks the same, but it could just be... It could just be that's what like traveling through time looks like, right? Time corridor, time vortex. I don't know. But they did. They definitely did make that change, which it is a bit weird. It's vegan, feminist, anti-American propaganda. True. That is Ravenous in a nutshell. How did Sutek cling onto the TARDIS if the time corridor isn't the vortex? I truly have no idea. One of those sea temple things nearly got to me, Lidari. True, they are dangerous. Kyle, when you play Minecraft, you can't read chat. But you said you had to watch it again, and then it'll be higher. You could definitely play Minecraft and read chat. But I'm not going to do that. Anyway, that's probably enough Doctor Who. Wait, let's scroll a little bit more. Any other interesting things? My favorite canon implication from Empire of Death. Russell T. Oh, have you guys seen all the memes that Kate Stewart is hiring kids to work for UNIT? And that's like very funny. We love it. Should Doctor Who have more finales set outside of Earth? Who cares? I certainly don't. I don't understand how people are viewing Empire of Death as a bad episode. Really? You can't understand? I personally thought that this episode was one of the best Who finales I've watched in a while. The reveal of who Ruby's mother was actually very satisfying to me because of the Doctor's absolutely right. We place importance on things that we don't see or know or understand. We all did the same thing here. I kind of understand that it was all of this hype for nothing or whatever, but I feel that this is better than Ruby being some important demigod. Her mother was just a scared kid and Ruby is truly human. That line from the Doctor saying, without knowing it, Ruby's mother had been the most important and mysterious being in the universe reminded me of Donna's blah, blah, blah. All right. We love strawmen responses. Does anyone have a big finish? Explanation. We have another explanation for why Ruby can make it snow, which we're not reading. Do people like random shoes? Torchwood Season 1 and 2 definitely have mixed reception. Oh, is that like an episode in Torchwood? I can't believe like the counter... like the layer 2s are coming out now to defend Empire of Death. I was not expecting this. This is great. Oh my god. Neil Gaiman on whether the latest episode affects the Doctor's wife. That's pretty funny. That was a risk clicking a Tumblr link, by the way. I don't know. I understand this question may be a little spoilery for those who haven't seen the latest Doctor Who. To be opaque, spoiler-minded, but still ask the question. I'm wondering if you think the revelation of the latest episode would affect the nature of the characterization of Idris in The Doctor's Wife. Not particularly. Think of it as a tapeworm. True. We love it. Is this actually Neil Gaiman or is this like a meme thing? I don't even know how I'd verify that. I guess I don't even know. You'd have to go to his official website and see if it links to the Tumblr. Does Redacted feel really weak? Now, what is Redacted going to be, I wonder? Sutek? Unit? It could be Unit. I feel like Sutek is too obvious, so it has to be Unit. Oh, well, I was thinking about Jesus Christ. I was thinking about comparing him to the Toymaker and the implication that the Toymaker was afraid of Sutek. Okay, they're talking about Sutek. Crazy. Look at this. All the layer 2s. I love it. Or what do you even call it? The counter jerkers or whatever? I don't know. Mrs. Flood is Romana. I've seen this theory. Same outfit. Crazy. When she was wearing Clara's outfit in the Legend of Ruby Sunday. Crazy. All right. One of those sea temple. I read that already. But you said you'd have to watch it again and then it'd be higher. That's probably true. I imagine most things on a rewatch, if I liked it, it would probably be higher. Hope Sutek isn't dead. I mean, they can bring him back if they want to, but I don't think they ever would, as there's just so much you could do with other characters, right? I check back quickly, Ciclet. Season 2 or 3 finale should have all the gods come back and team up. That'd be sick. We love it. I am happy now this render thing worked. You're welcome. People are seriously stupid if they were invested in Ruby being some godly being. It sucked with Clara, it'd suck here. Alright, Miller's being just as bad as this person not understanding why people are not liking the episode. Pause banned on... Oh, porn is banned on Tumblr, Elite Ari. I haven't been following that. I remember that happened like 6 years ago or something. I don't know if they reversed it or whatever. Remember all the big drama when it happened. I do remember. I was listening. I woke up one day. I opened the Philip DeFranco show for that morning and I listened to it. And they were talking about how, oh my God, Tumblr banned porn and Tumblr's going to disappear or something. And apparently it hasn't disappeared. So well done to the management, I guess. Redact.dev. That is a website. All the Doctor Who gods feel weak because they've been defeated in a single episode. That is not true. I think the Toymaker felt incredibly strong. Maestro, when they existed, they felt very strong. I just don't understand how they got defeated. So I can understand the Maestro thing, I guess. Sutek destroyed the entire universe. He feels particularly strong to me. I don't know. But the Toymaker, of the three of them, the Toymaker definitely feels the strongest. Yeah, even though the Sutek kind of did the most harm, you know. Like the gods have felt the most powerful in that one scene where the Toymaker is dancing. Toymaker dance. This is probably the most powerful the gods have felt. I can't even... I'll probably get copyright hit for this, but... Blind Wave. This is the answer. It's always the answer. Blind Wave, Doctor Who, The Giggle. If they've got it, then I mean I can show it, right? Let's see the scene. Look at this. He's dancing. He's like teleporting around. He's like turning people into balls. And they're trapped and they're screaming. And the Doctor's like, they're dead, that I can't do anything. And he's dancing and they're shooting guns, turning the guns into pedals. Crazy. And then he literally turns the floor into like a trapdoor and he escapes through the trapdoor. And it's like, Jesus, crazy. So the Toymaker, he comes across as the most powerful of all the gods we've seen. Except for Ruby's mother, of course, you know. Anyway. Remember when Doctor Who seasons would have two-parters halfway through the season, bring it back. Remember in season 9 where like every episode was a two-parter? Now that was sick. And Stephen Moffat's like, guess what, guys? We're doing two-parters for every episode. Let's see if that's right. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm like 85% confident. Maybe Sleep No More, if that was in that season. Maybe that was the one-parter. These were two. Under the Lake Before the Flood, those were two. The Girl Who Died, The Woman Who Lived, they were two. The Zygon Inversion. Yeah, then Sleep No More was a standalone thing. And then I guess you could say this is like a 3-part finale, but a lot of two-parters in season 9. We love Moffat. Moffat was also the one who's like, for season 7, we're going to have a bunch of standalone things, and they're all going to be movie posters. So we love Stephen Moffat. He's our favorite showrunner. Although we love Russell T Davies as well. Leodari watches Philip DeFranco, Critical, Mr. Beast, and H3H3, and we take him seriously. True, I do watch all those people. Actually, I haven't watched a Philip DeFranco thing in a while, but not for any particular reason. I just haven't done it. Oh my god, I watched the Blind Wave House of the Dragon reaction. Pretty boring. That's funny. Kyle was disappointed, it seems. Sure, he can bend reality, but he can't catch a ball. He's weak as. That was sick, though. He missed the ball. I can't believe the show was so bold as to make the villain lose by missing a ball. It was awesome. I loved it. Can you believe? And also, that's like, I don't. That doesn't. To me, that doesn't make him feel weak. It makes it's like a neutral thing where it's like, it's really interesting that the only way he was able to be defeated is by a manner of his own creation, which is like, he can only be defeated by being bested in a game because that's like a self-imposed rule he's put on himself, which is that he'll never refuse like a game or something. I don't think it makes him weak. I think it makes him like interestingly principled. Can you believe Blind Wave had zero reaction to UA flying? I haven't even, did they put out, I haven't even seen that episode yet. The latest one. I was going to watch it. I'm watching Shogun at the moment. That's my priority because I have to get it finished by the end of the month. Oh, it is out. Crazy. Isn't My Hero the greatest? We love My Hero Academia. And it's almost finished, which means next month I'll probably, get up to date in the manga. All the showrunners suck, to be honest. They've all let me down. Damn, Miller. Maybe Doctor Who isn't for you. And by all the showrunners, you mean the 3 we've had, right? So he is all about games, but sucks at games. No, he's all about games, and he happened to lose at a game. That's different. What if my MHA was twice as long? What if MHA was 1 season? I think it would be better, right? Because then you'd have like everything would be really tightly knitted, and all the character arcs would be like complete, and they'd feel satisfying, and the animation could be really good. I think it'd be better as a single season. It's a shame what happened to it. Like, how many episodes does it have now? Like, 100? And I hope you're not talking about the manga. Like, who cares about the manga, right? Doesn't even move. Doesn't have music. Doesn't have voice acting. The art's bad, or at least it started off bad. Now it's, like, mediocre, I guess. Yeah. Does anyone even read the manga? Like, I don't know. Anyway. Do you think they should have gone all in and made the Europeans speak Portuguese? I did look into this because I watched the first episode, and then by the end of it, I'm like 90% sure they're not speaking English here because they keep saying that this is a Portuguese translator. We're speaking Portuguese, and I was like, is this part of the plot where it's like the translators and the Englishmen are like taking advantage of the Japanese who don't know that they're actually speaking English, and they're like pretending to speak Portuguese or something? But no, I looked it up, and apparently they are just speaking Portuguese, but they're doing it in English, and to me that seems ridiculous. Because, like, they're doing everything else in Japanese, but when I look up the defenses for it on Reddit, they're all saying that it's, like, a practical thing where it's, like, the show wouldn't have gotten made because the studio behind it wasn't willing to make it a subtitled show or something. I don't know. Seems dumb to me, but I have no idea what funds shows and what doesn't, and if that's an important decision or not. Oh my god, I saw people praising the Shoto versus Darby episode today. Kill me. Disappointing in the manga, even worse in the anime. Miller is just, I like to call him Miller the hater, okay, instead of Miller the killer. Miller just hates things, okay? Well, name one thing you like, Miller, all right? I want you to say something positive right now. Give me your favorite something, okay? And Kyle's being racist here. He says, I hate Europeans. Crazy. Remember when the anime completely changed the All Might versus Nomu fights to actually be suitable for the anime and then stopped doing that? I don't remember that because I didn't bother reading that part of the manga, because why would I reread the same content that I've already seen in an anime in a superior version? Endeavor versus High End was good in the anime too, but that's about it. That's because of our GOAT, Yutaka Nakamura, okay? We love him. I like Gentle Criminal. Wow, Miller likes a character that was in like 10 chapters total. My goodness. Good for him. Now, we're being too mean to Miller, okay? I love Gentle too. He's fantastic. Oh my god, is this the Gardener and the whatever the hell the other version is? Do I have anything else I have to do before I just watch videos? Do I want to mention this? I don't want to mention this. We'll do that later. It's a whole can of worms. Cross off Doctor Who stuff. I actually don't have too much. What are some interesting video essays? Video essays. You know what I should do? I should just like take like videos that Moist Critical makes and just like talk about them instead. I'll write them down before the stream and I'll be like, here's my take on this thing that he was talking about. Stealing content. It's great. Too hard? Do you think it's about the Elden Ring DLC? Where's the Dr. Disrespect? Oh, there it is. Dr. Disrespect situation is crazy. Acolyte? You think he'll make another Acolyte video? When does the Acolyte come out? Did I write that down somewhere? Wait. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait. I was deleted a server there. The Acolyte is on Wednesday. Wait. Oh, no. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm excited. I like what Gentle did in the final arc, but would have been better if he got to fight, though, to be honest. So see, even something that Miller likes, he has to criticize. Have you watched any trailers from the new Code Geass sequel? The only thing I've heard from a Code Geass sequel was that Heath tweeted something about it. What's Heath's Twitter? Kinosa? Was it Heath? Or did someone else tweet about it? So Bishoka Tensei tweet. Yeah, I didn't really even understand what Heath was saying. He says, it feels a little surreal that an actual sequel to Code Geass has seriously come out, but luckily I love the episode 1 of Rosé of the recapture. I have like, I don't know what Heath's talking about. And even Google, I went to like the Code Geass subreddit. And then the subreddit was like really weird. It was like, oh, it wasn't fan art. It was something weird about it. What was it? Oh no, we're going to have copyrighted stuff. Wait. Actually, this looks normal. Did I go on like some other subreddit? It was like all fan service and ships and stuff. And I was like, what is this subreddit? But this seems pretty normal. I don't know. And I didn't see any news about a new series or movie or anything. So I was like, oh, I guess it's not happening. And that was the extent of my research. So what did Heath say? Have you watched trailers? No, I haven't. I didn't know there were trailers. This is like the billionth Code Geass sequel spin-off. Can't believe they're still making them. True. Miller, are you going to the Origin game at the MCG tomorrow night? Lead Ari, finna lose. That's just wrong. There's like one spin-off and the remake movies, and now this. I know there was like one series that came out afterwards, right? That's probably what I'm thinking of. Code Geass sequel? Oh yeah, Resurrection. Yeah, I heard about this when it was coming out. Or is this a movie? No, it's a movie. I never watched it because people said that it was mediocre or something, or maybe they said that it wasn't canon, so I was like, what's the point? You bet, Kyle. There's a sequel movie and the Akito series. Does the new one have characters from the OG Code Geass? The new anime is called Code Geass Rosé of the Recapture. Fill us in, Heath. When does it take place? Who's in it? Is it canon? That's my only question. And when I say is it canon, I mean like, is it going to be good? Did they put effort into it? Somehow Britannia returned. Where's the official... Why is it Disney Plus Singapore? This is the weirdest thing I've seen. Why is it a Singapore trailer? This is the least Code Geass looking thing I've seen in my life. There's no way this is from Code Geass, right? It's like a completely different art style. Oh my god. Okay, these characters look a lot more Code Geass-y.
スメラギ昨夜は俺たちで助ける。あの人たち、ひょっとして。あんたたちをぶっ潰せ。
Oh my god, we have music, hell yeah. A lot of CG mechs here. I don't think I've recognized a single character.
できると思うか？できないと思う？その動き、まさか。ここから消えるがいい。日本人を救い出す。 兄さん、チェックメイトしちゃって。お前では俺には勝てない。なんだこの機体は。なめるな。終わりだ。これは覚悟だよ。
That was the Geass symbol. Oh my god, I understood it.
コードギアス。奪還のロゼ。
Code Geass. I don't know if the only person I was like, did I recognize him? Was her name Kaguya? Is this her? Like grown up or something? Lelouch is like betrothed or whatever. Lelouch characters. There's no way, right? And also, I didn't read any of the subtitles, so I'm sure they explained the story. I just missed it. Oh my god, it is Kaguya. I'm a genius. Oh no, that was the person next to her. Right? Wait, this is her. Who the hell is this? I don't remember this person. A major character. Oh, in an upcoming thing. Okay. Crazy. I don't know. It looked pretty visually bad. I don't know. For a movie. Did Code Geass always have CGI mechs? I just don't remember. Is this made... What was the studio? Like Sunrise or whatever? The big... I don't remember what they're called. Crazy. So far, it's all original characters, and it's set a couple years after the end of Season 2. Okay. That makes sense why Lelouch isn't there, I guess. But one of the main characters is related to Kaguya. Oh my god, I'm a genius. See, I pieced all this together. Lamau, who cares then? Okay, that's something at least. There's only been one episode. Oh, it's already out? Wait, no, they said it was a movie or something, right? Wait, did he just say it was a movie? Am I crazy? Oh no, an anime, I guess. I guess I just assumed it was a movie. A movie, when they bring Lelouch back to life, sounds like the worst thing ever. That's very cynical, Miller. Maybe it was really good. Ill CG mech, says Miller. Lelouch of the Resurrection was based. I'm sure it was. Maybe I should watch it. Did that ever get a dub? If it got a dub, I'd watch it. I'm not going to watch it subbed. When am I getting betrothed? That's a good question. You could make the move, Kyle, whenever you want, I guess. It's not a movie. Yep, well. Good. We prefer series anyway. Anyways. Revy Two Hands compilation, Black Lagoon. Alright. Alright, what's next? Let's see. We've done the Code Geass trailer, which wasn't on the list. Let's check out the channels, might as well. Ordinary Ari. 4.7. It's doing 88 views. 1.2. This one's doing pretty good. If anyone here is a Mushoku Tensei viewer, the discussion will be coming out on the weekend. We have to record with Bacon. I'm excited. It's gonna be one of the more interesting discussions of the season, I think. Arcane Kokret, I read that last stream. I'm not a fool. I won't be acting much longer. 84 years. You know what we need? We need like a... We need this top bit to say like video essays. Oh my god. I love YouTube. Thank you. Anime in history. Fabiola. Black Lagoon. True. I turned Obi-Wan Kenobi into a movie. And you can watch it. Oh my god, it's Kobani. Crazy. Nothing's particularly interesting me. Why is there so much Chainsaw Man stuff? Zahir, why kill the Avatar? That's mildly interesting. But I mean, it feels like the most obvious thing ever. I don't know. They did a really weird release schedule where they showed 3 episodes at a time in cinemas and now they're releasing it online weekly. That sounds like the Demon Slayer approach, I guess, but probably not. I died while idling, Elite Ari. I drowned hot me. I thought I was safe walking away, but no, 34-minute Fabiola video, bro. True. People be making any videos, right? Crazy. 7 viewers. Oh my gosh. We're booming, guys. It's my catchy title. What would I actually title this one? I usually talk about anime and stuff. True. I usually do. Is Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra, are they anime? Let's see. We can watch the first few minutes. I feel like this is going to be a very boring video. And especially because it comes from a 1.1 million subscriber channel, which means it's probably not going to say anything particularly interesting.
Is a lie, told by a fearful body, hoping to be wrong. What's that supposed to mean? It means that when you base your expectations only on what you see, you blind yourself
to the possibilities of a new reality. True. My video. Oh yeah, Miller did send a video. That's right. I forgot about that. Oh, wait, Ciclet sent one too. I actually forgot about this. Wait. So,
disclaimer.
Jesus Christ.
If you're watching this video,
Orientalism, desert level music, and versus actual Middle Eastern music. I don't like music. We're not watching a music related video. But also, I am actually interested in this because Mushoku Tensei did like desert music, and I was like, what even is desert music, you know? Crazy. Fire Faraji. Interesting. Ciclet has the strangest channels. Nostalgia Critic at the Harry Potter book launch. An 8-minute video. Alright, we'll watch 1 minute of this, okay? What's up, Ari? What up, Faris? I'm good.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. I'm here in Oak Park, Illinois, where we are witnessing the largest gathering in Illinois, if not the United States, of Harry Potter fans who have all gathered here together.
I don't know if I've ever said this actually on stream. Maybe I said it a long time ago when I first clicked the Nostalgia Critic video. But when I was in Canada, my Japanese teacher for like my Japanese class looked very similar to the Nostalgia Critic. I don't know why. Just seeing him here, I was like, this kind of looks like my Japanese teacher. And then I remembered back then, I thought the same thing, that he looked like the Nostalgia Critic. Crazy. Anyway, there's nothing more than that, okay?
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. I'm here in Oak Park, Illinois, where we are witnessing the largest gathering in Illinois, if not the United States, of Harry Potter fans who have all gathered here together to celebrate the release of the new Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Deadly Hallows. Literally thousands of children, parents, and very lonely adults have come out here to see what J.K. Rowling has farted up this time.
Exactly.
Now, I know what you're thinking. How is this a nostalgic event? Well, when you think about it, there's actually a lot of nostalgia value here. Years from now, children are going to be looking back at this cherished day and be asking one question. Why did I wait hours in line for a book that I am most likely going to sell at a garage sale? Alright, so what exactly is your job here tonight?
Making sure that everyone's in the right line, in the right place, and that nobody's fighting for their.
This reminds me of like, I used to watch videos like this about the iPhone launches, and they'd go and interview people at the Apple lines, and I was like, oh, this is sick, bro. Oh my god, all the Apple fans are here all in one place, and I get to get them interviewed and talk about their motivations and life story. We love it. This is history. True, it is history. It's around time when Christian criticism was putting a bunch of my thoughts about one thing in a video. You want to make a video? Make a video. Do it. Good idea. The dark side is cooler.
Have any brawls, fights broken out yet?
We've had some arguments.
No, I mean,
no brawl, no fists, no.
You haven't had to break out the Harry bats?
No Harry bats.
Do you have Harry bats?
Was that like an ADR thing? Did they record that later? Why did he sound so different?
No
You haven't had to break out the Harry bats?
No Harry bats.
Do you have Harry bats?
Sounded weird for a second. Crazy. Anyway. Why did I wait in line for a book that I'm most likely going to resell at a garage sale? This aged beautifully. I don't even know. Is the joke that, like, why would, like, that's not true? People are going to keep the Harry Potter books because Harry Potter, like, succeeded or whatever? Interesting. You know, I wasn't a Harry Potter book reader until I think the Half-Blood Prince came out. And I think I read them all then, and then, or maybe the Deathly Hallows had just come out, and I read that, and I like read them all at the same time or something. Anyway, what is this going to be? Oh boy, something intelligent, I'm sure. Let's see.
Star Wars, would you be on the light or the dark side? Dark side. Yeah.
Would I be on the light or the dark side? I guess it depends on what era of the Star Wars universe we're talking about, right? If we're in the prequels, then probably the dark side, because it's like way more powerful and hidden and secret and has all these techniques and doesn't have any restrictions and stuff. But if we're in the sequels, no, if we're in the original trilogy, then probably also the dark side, because they're in control and they like, they're like, again, they're still like really powerful and stuff. I don't know. But then in the sequels, probably, I don't even know about the sequels. I guess, I don't even know. Sequels are a whole different beast entirely, okay? We don't know what it would be in the sequels. Is there really a distinction between light and dark in the sequels?
100% dark side, and dark side user right here. So sorry, but the dark side is cooler. It just is.
The dark side is pleasure, biological, and temporary, and easy to achieve. The light side is joy, everlasting, and difficult to achieve. One is selfless, one is selfish, and you want to keep them in balance. What happens when you go to the dark side is it goes out of balance, and then you get really selfish and you forget about everybody in you.
I really like the gray Jedi code. The gray Jedi code, and like I am just kind of a diplomatic person.
The best parts about Star Wars is there is no good or evil. Depends on what side you're standing on, truly. You know what I mean?
I would be both.
True.
I guess I'd be gray, you know? Being able to access your emotions, but using your emotions for good.
Because when you get selfish, you get stuff. Or you want stuff. And when you want stuff and you get stuff, then you are afraid somebody's going to take it away from you. Whether it's a person or a thing or a particular pleasure, experience. Once you become afraid that somebody's going to take it away from you, or you're going to lose it, then you start to become angry.
Just like Mother Anna say, I would be questioning the whole system of saying what is light and what is dark. I think definitely
True.
Anna Smith would be like not existing inside of either side.
I guess I'd be gray, you know? But my lightsaber would be red. I don't know.
People are gonna see this and be like,
I don't know if this is like a hate thing or it's just like a compilation. Because, I mean, I feel like most people would agree with this, right? The dark side is cooler. I like the girls went from fascism is bad to I'd be a self-serving fascist. True. We love it. We need George back. Oh, I guess this is like a hate thing? I don't know. Hearing George explain the light side and the dark side feels like a humanities professor teaching you about the right and wrongs in society, while those in the acolyte feel like those students that didn't pay attention to the class. Damn. Star Wars breaks people's minds. We love it. Glad to see you put your morals and value on the table here, Ari. Thank you. Who would you rather be, Miller? Would you rather be Palpatine? Or would you rather be Obi-Wan Kenobi? They aren't real fans, but they know the dog shit gray Jedi Legends term. I don't think they probably don't know that. They probably just think that, like, you know, there's no good and bad, and there's gray and non-gray, and, like, I don't know. Who knows? They probably think that Rey's a gray Jedi or something. But who knows? Maybe they are big fans. My Hero Academia, chapter 425, graduations, shadow, and a looming ... I wonder what that means. Heretic. A24, we love A24, but we don't watch A24 trailers because we like to go in blind. What is this? I'm on the edge of my seat.
For every computer you use. Anything else is like going to the store, taking the disc and walking out the door. It's called thieving, stealing, taking what's not yours. Is that
It's pretty sick. We love it. See, I don't even need a graduation cap because I just like don't go to my graduations. It's great. We love it. Literally every Doctor Who cliffhangers. You get eternal life if you're on the light side. Seems pretty easy. Yeah, but you're like a ghost and you can only communicate with Jedi. So who cares? I'd rather be Palpatine and enjoy the life I'm given and then let myself rest in peace, you know? I get to choose, you know? Choose what I do with my life. 5 IQ versus 200 IQ showrunner interviews. Now this is interesting because I know people hate The Mandalorian. The same group of people who hate The Mandalorian season 3 are the same group of people who hate The Acolyte, so I don't know. Crazy. All right, is it crossword time, I guess? Let's try this out. Something, your other question. Bit of a bird chatter. Squeak. No. A bit of bird chatter. No idea. Apartment building with individually owned units. A complex? No. I have no idea. Bit of bird chatter. Isn't that exactly what this one was? Bit of bird chatter. Oh my god, they're slacking. They're using the same thing for two different rows. Many varsity sports captains. Abbreviation. CAP? Bank holding. Abbreviation. I have no idea. Euphoria or Glee? Fork points. Prongs. So what would this be then? Sir? I don't know. Purchase online perhaps. No idea. Vessels for cooking pasta. Pots? Do you cook pasta in a pot? I'd never cook pasta. Oh, I guess this would be sir, right? No, wait, this can't be because that'd be TS. Sis is definitely not sis. Many varsity sports captain abbreviation. One of these is wrong. Probably pots. Wait, what is progs? Oh, this should be prong. But also, that's probably not right. Fork points. Prong. I feel like prong is just wrong. Oh no, this is bad, guys. This is another one I won't be able to solve alone. A bit of bird chatter. When birds chatter, they squeak. They chirp. Chirp sounds alright. Chirp. Oh my god. Let's assume chirp is correct. Vessel for cooking pasta, no idea. Purchase online, perhaps, no idea. Fork points. You know what, guys? I think it's a lost cause. There's no way I can do this. Bank holding. Save? Euphoria or Glee? They're like both TV shows, right? Glee is a musical. Is Euphoria a musical? I don't know. Let's see if anyone has said anything. It looks like Kyle has said some stuff. Don't just start. Give me some time. This one's hard, bro. It's not pots, right? Put chirp in twice. Oh, yeah, true. It is on here twice. Jesus Christ. Chirp. No idea. Show. Well, I mean... I don't think so. Bit of bird chatter. Apartment building with individually owned units. You would call that a... I don't know. 2 down is sure. Okay, we're done. We're revealing the answers, okay? Chirp and squeak. I don't think squeak is what birds do, so we're not going to do it. Anyway, you know what? I'll let you guys think about it a little bit while I do some other stuff, because we're not getting this. I can already tell. It's a lost cause. 8 across is tweet. Oh, Miller's a genius. Oh my god. That's the greatest thing Miller's ever done. Alright, with this, I'm more confident. We can do this, guys. We can do it. Bank holding abbreviation. Something C, something T. Account. Okay. Fork points. Okay, wait. Something, your other question. As... Now, this could be a 2-word thing where they mess us up and it's actually like 2 words, but they put it in one thing. Or it could be like asks. Like asks your other question. I don't know. Apartment building. I did say complex, right? But that doesn't fit. Complex. Condo? Condos? I feel like that's not right, but it's possible. Purchase online. Okay, I'm going to get rid of condo because I don't think that's right. Purchase online, perhaps. I don't know. Vessels. Yeah, I guess pots could be right. Let's assume it is. Then this would make this many... I don't know what varsity is. That's like a high school thing, right? Varsity sports captains, abbreviation. No idea. All right. Let's see if anyone has any ideas. Reveal it, stupid. Accounts. I already got accounts. Oh, wait. This has to be a C because I already did account. Asks. That's what I thought, but I don't think so. It has to be condo. Yeah, I guess. Condo. So, kin... I guess this could also be tweet, right? No, account has to be correct. Show is probably correct. Pots is probably correct. SRDE. There's something wrong here. I feel like asks is probably wrong. Purchase online, perhaps. RDE. It can't be 4 down is all fucked up. What is all? Yeah, this. 4 down is order. Oh my god, Heath is a genius. It is order. Order online. Alright, then that would mean... Mrs.? It can't be Mrs., right? Ors, ahs, ers, ears. SRS? I don't know. Achoo. Achoo. Your other question. Fork points. INE. Fines. Dines. Binds. Ho. Show. As. Something. Your other question. As. It's going to be something real dumb, I can tell. This is definitely going to be something dumb. Put on his order, yes. Shut up, Heath. Heath got it right. Sure would be so stupid. Glee and Euphoria mean kinds of joy. Oh my god, you're a genius. But he probably is show, right? I'm pretty sure because it fits with everything else. Kinds? What is kinds? I guess it could be. I don't know what the word kinds means. Oh, nearly. Oh my god, the puzzle is filled, but at least one square's amiss. Is it going to tell us? No, it doesn't tell us. I feel like it's either kinds or it's the SRS, because I don't know what SRS means. Type faster, bum. Oh my god. I got kinds. Aster, as to. As to, it is as to. Oh my god. That's so dumb. As to your other question, okay, that makes sense. Chirp, we got condo, fair enough, but that's also kind of weird. Tweet makes sense. Account makes sense. Show is decent. Tines? I don't know what tines means. Tines. Oh. Tines, prongs, or teeth. Okay, so it's like another way of saying prong or teeth. I've never heard that in my life. Look at this. Look, it's teaching us things. Tines. Order makes perfect sense. Pots is good. I don't know what an SRS is. SRS. Varsity. Meaning. Oh, I guess that would be like an abbreviation for varsity, right? I don't know. School recommendation scheme? If there was like an AI where I could ask it without logging in, I would do that. But I guess I could ask ChatGPT, right? Why do people use SRS as an abbreviation for many varsity sports captains? Oh, wait a minute. That's not working. Wait. Let's try that again. Standard term, it's oh, it says it's not commonly recognized as a standard term for varsity sports captains. So I don't know. Maybe ChatGPT is wrong. Who knows? 3 down is tines. True, we got it eventually. 3 is tines. Did I just like did either someone typed it wrong or I just like got it wrong? Oh, kinds, I guess. Yeah. Well, you corrected yourself in the end. Okay. Elite Ari, we already finished. True. Nice. World record. Thanks, ChatGPT. True. Well, Miller, if you want to use Google and find me the correct answer, we can see. All right. We can prove that ChatGPT is useless after all. So I'm waiting, Miller. Go ahead. Anyway, that's that. I guess we can go back to this video. Why kill the avatar? A video essay. Trying to think. Is there anything else I should talk about? Was there anything else that I'm interested in? I guess we could go. Is there any blind wave interesting things? Like, I'm not too keen on watching a video. Community bloopers. Has the crew reacted to the community bloopers? I guess community. Oh, community the TV show. I thought it was like an in blind wave community thing. What to Aaron's hair? This is a good troll post. I still remember all the early blind wave videos of them constantly making fun of Aaron's thinning hair. I don't know if I missed anything, but was watching their Mr. Robot reactions, and he has a full head of hair these days. Because he never discussed what happened, what he did to revive that, because, hey, we can all use some help. That's so funny. Oh my god. People send strands of hair in male episodes until he was able to create a perfect wig. He squeezed his nose shut and held his breath until more hair popped out of his head. This is a good thread, okay? Oh my god, here's Rick. I heard he made a deal. Oh my god, I closed it. I heard he made a deal with Disney. Shield their shows for a full head of hair. That's pretty funny. Who knew the blind wave community could be so funny? My goodness. Minoxidil or finasteride. Wait, finasteride. Or a hair transplant. To be fair, that was pretty much just the Shane being a dick to Aaron. If anything, all Aaron had was a bit of hair thinning, which is like 95% of men have a bit of thinning at that age. Either way, he's always had a good amount of hair. He just needs to get bullied by a 32-year-old high school kid. True. Everyone made bald jokes towards Aaron, same with the fat jokes toward Eric. It's just lifelong friends teasing each other. Shane fucked up with what he did. Did he? Do we know what he did? Is that out yet? Can we confidently say that? But you all love to blame everything you can on him. No, they all joked with each other, sure, but Shane bullied the crap out of Aaron. Bold jokes when he wasn't bold, always making fun of his voice. Neat. Always made fun of his reading too, plus a slew of other random shit he'd drop out of nowhere. The only one of those jokes that Aaron seemed to be in on are the reading jokes, which is actually ironic because Shane sounded like a second grade speech correction class whenever he tried to read aloud, and Aaron is great at it. I still miss Shane from time to time, but I don't miss how crass he was with Aaron. This is great, we love it. Didn't he get a vasectomy? Pretty sure that's a side effect of getting your nuts chopped off. My goodness. This is... What a thread. This is one of the greatest Blind Wave threads I've ever seen. I can't believe this level of comedy is happening on this random tiny subreddit. What is this? Oh, this is the community bloopers thing. Anyway. Thanks, ChatGPT. Simple rating system. Is that an abbreviation for captain? I have a feeling you got to explain that to me a bit further if that's the case. Avatar's lame for Goobers. We love Avatar. Oh, wait, so you found it immediately on Google. Perfect. That means you can explain to me, Miller. So, why is SRS an abbreviation for a varsity captain? And, like, what does that mean? What is simple rating system in the context of a varsity captain? So, it was 2 words. It's always 2 words, okay? Miller just owned you, Ari. True. No, he owned ChatGPT, okay? They did say Shane made inappropriate comments about Melanie. I think they said he... Is that true, or did they say he spread lies about Melanie?
Hey, yeah, no. I mean, I can talk about a situation from mine that involved it, which basically just resulted in, for me, it was a lie about my wife that just...
Yeah, lie. I don't think it's inappropriate stuff. Maybe it is like an inappropriate lie or something, but maybe somewhere else he said it was an inappropriate thing, but I think it was a lie, right?
Didn't sit well with me, and that's been a thing that's been in the back of my mind for a while now, and it's things like that that just kind of cause problems and stuff. So since that was discussed at one point, so it had been back and forth, but it's the various things. So
yeah, I don't know. I guess you could say that maybe it is something inappropriate, and Aaron treats it as a lie instead of being inappropriate or whatever. I guess you could argue that. I don't know. SRS as in the tone indication for serious. Yep, that's what it is. That's what we call our varsity captains, okay? Don't worry, Miller's coming up with an explanation. He's gonna find it for us and let us know. Crazy. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. True. What is this a reference to? Why am I remembering this? Is this Star Wars? Is it Marvel? Surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Palpatine? Oh my god, it is Palpatine. Oh, I'm a genius. Okay. Moon is on the next movie poll. That is true. I saw this post on the subreddit and I immediately went to the poll and I did vote for Moon. But the poll had a bunch of good options on it. But I think The Martian's probably going to win. Is the website down for anyone else? We love these posts. Other crew's anime reactions, not as good as they used to be. JJK Season 2 and the whole Vinland Saga seem to be disappointing. Maybe like the older shows more. True. 0 upvotes, 5 comments. Oh my god, we got Jake commenting. They just struggled with JJK Season 2 for a multitude of reasons. True. I don't know how many wrestling fans... Do we have any wrestling fans here in the audience? Are here, but I'd love to see them react to Uncle Howdy and Wyatt 6. I think they'd love it. Is that true, all my wrestling fans? Would they actually love that, you think? What was the oldest series? No, I don't know. I don't care. Full-length streaming issues? I've never had any. Why Blind Wave? Why? Oh, this is not good. Let me start by saying I effing love these guys. They are a breath of fresh air in the everyday stink of online culture. I haven't made a peep about the Naruto schedule because I happen to fall into the minority of people who actually like having something to look forward to every week. Having like multiple years of that is fine by me. Seeing this morning that they decided to do 8 weeks of filler was a major bummer. I just don't get it. Couldn't they have done this for like Beyond only or something? I don't know. I'm just super bummed right now. End rant. True. That would suck doing filler, but I could imagine it would also suck missing out on episodes that some people do like. Like, I don't know, they probably are fans of filler. I don't know. Varsity is a sports term also. This shit is confusing. True. It's so confusing it confused ChatGPT. We love it. When is Blind Wave getting on Mushoku Tensei? I don't think it's ever happening. They put it on one poll once, and I was like, well, I can't believe it's on this poll. And then it wasn't on the next poll, so I'm assuming it didn't get many votes, so I've come to the conclusion that it's never going to happen. But that's probably for the best, okay? I don't know if they would like Mushoku Tensei. It's probably enough Blind Wave, right? Let's see what the normies subreddit is, our favorite normies. Rana just got married. Crazy. That's not Nahid, right? They broke up, right? That was like the whole thing. Just watch the missed reaction. Glad your today was better than that. Congratulations, Rana, and wish you many happy days and arguments. Wait, and arguments with healthy solutions. What? I've never heard that phrase before. Is that what you say to someone who's like getting proposed, I guess? Just have a healthy relationship. Take care of each other in happiness and sorrow will always eat well. How cute. How adorable. Another one will be gone. Another one gone. You'll be missed, Mickey. Crazy. So I'm new to the normies. I think I read this one before. Just Blind Wave related stuff. The H3 reference. Did the normies watch Triangle of Sadness? All right, that's enough of that subreddit. What's next? The H3 podcast subreddit, of course. We have this one, the absolutely hated cat episode with 0 upvotes, 2,000 comments. Then we have the follow-up, 0 upvotes, 1.6 thousand comments. We love it. After these past 2 shows, I have to cancel my membership. First off, this is a meme. It has to be a meme. I can tell already. Wait. First off, I love cats, and I'm a loving cat parent. After watching the past 2 shows, I'm canceling my membership because my landlord just raised my rent by $400, and I doubt I can afford food. I love the show. No notes. Fuck landlords. True. It is a meme. We love it. Justice for Nancy. True. Traffic reports are good. Ethan is wrong, and anyone defending him is dead wrong. The traffic reports are funny. So another funny meme. We love the H3 subreddit. Now, do we dare go to the H3 Snark subreddit? I don't think so. I'm not that brave. Did you see Eric talked about Star Wars Theory recently? No, I haven't. I would love to see that. I wonder where... Was it on the... I have no idea where he would talk about it. Maybe on Twitter or something? Wave Squadron, I guess. Hey everybody, welcome. Anyway, crazy. They have like 8 weeks of free run left, and Mushoku lost on the poll that it won. Oh, I guess that could make sense. I just can't see it happening. There's like so many other anime out there that are more popular than Mushoku Tensei. It was just such a shock to see it on that one poll. Like, I think I said this before on stream, but I think it implies that there were a lot of people who were putting it as recommendations on the website. Because beyond that, I don't know how it would be on their list. But then I think also, now I'm like remembering exactly what I said last time. Because then I said that, and then I said, isn't it crazy how it's also on Film Buff's poll? Like, or not poll, but like things he's like willing to watch. And then I brought up the Patreon, and I was like, guys, look at this. He's got Mushoku Tensei on here. And then everyone was shocked, and oh my god, we love it. Crazy. That took me back like 2 months when we did this exact same conversation. What a weak fan. Blind Wave won't like Mushoku Tensei. That is probably true. It's more of a, do they watch any, I guess they like free run, right? I guess I'm not up to date in their free run reactions. I was going to say they more like shonen kind of stuff, right? Do they have like, I wonder if there's like a list of all the anime they've seen. Have they watched any anime that's not shonen? I guess besides the stuff that Rick reacts to. Surely there's something, right? I guess free run is the thing, but I'm not up to date. I think if they do like free run, they probably would like Mushoku Tensei, but for very different reasons. On the latest Star Wars stream. Oh boy. Do they stream on the Wave Squadron channel, I wonder?
Hey everybody!
Hey everybody! I'm Eric. I'm Calvin. I'm Aaron. And I'm Rick. And we're here to watch The Acolyte, episode 3. Last time on Acolyte. Uh-oh, here we go.
Something related to Acolyte in some way or fashion. Ryan, we covered, talks about discourse with, Wikipedia, Star Wars theory, things with that.
Sure.
They do say that we're such a positive force in Star Wars fan base.
Right, that's probably not what Miller was referring to.
That said something a little bit more positive, and someone came at him thinking they just misread it. And took
Wait, let's go back a little bit.
No? Yeah. But you notice whenever some of these other people start, and they do it because of the engagement they get, you know?
I get
it's such it's so boring to me. I don't want to do that.
But yeah, I think another thing too is when reading, especially if you're on comments and stuff. Yeah. Don't always try to read someone's comment as being very aggressive. Sometimes it's not, but it's easy to read comments in an aggressive tone. Yeah. I saw someone that said something a little bit more positive, and someone came at him thinking they just misread it and took it as like, dude, that's not what they said. It's like, what? Oh shoot, I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah. So just be careful how you read things because sometimes that happens. So
you know, people like Star Wars theory. Like I used to watch some Star Wars theory videos. Excuse me. Back in the day.
It's jerking up. He's like, oh no, I have to talk about controversial stuff.
I really like when he's super passionate about the thing that he's doing. He's really enjoying the thing he's talking about. But that guy has, either through his own volition or because it's been thrust upon him, he has just sharpened his swords so much over the last how many years that like he cuts people now, you know, with the way that he does things, and it sucks just because I doubt he enjoys that part of what he's doing, but I think it could be handled a little bit better. You know, I think that there are certain people that need to show others like, well, how like the question that you have, like, how do you get across this feeling of like, hey, I'm really disliking this? It's like, I think a lot of people, I would say 90% of the people that I've seen are respectful, but there's that 10% that just either don't care about being respectful or they feel so strongly they don't think they need to care about being respectful. I don't really know between those two, but man, it has enough.
It's interesting. I don't know enough about Star Wars theory, but I think the majority of the mainstream people who have issues with modern Star Wars are probably more along the Tyrone Magnus route, where it's like they hate it, they're annoyed because they feel like the people behind Star Wars are kind of insulting them as viewers. Like they feel like they should be treated with more respect because they were like fans of the Star Wars before it became cool or before like Disney took over, and they feel like the people behind the scenes are kind of disrespecting them by saying that we want to make it appeal to a new audience and we don't want the I don't know, like saying disparaging things toward them, and I can understand that. And it's like if someone is disrespecting me, then I can disrespect them back. And people who side with the people disrespecting me, I should be free reign to disrespect those people as well, which leads to like two sides being formed and like a lot of fighting happening. I guess that's my interpretation of what happens. But I don't know anything about Star Wars theory. I know that there's what do I know about Star Wars theory? I know it was entertaining. I don't know. I know he also didn't like Andor, I think, is what I heard, which is kind of crazy, but yeah. They also watched ReZero. They did. I know Eric did not like it, or that's like an unfair thing to say. He wasn't the biggest fan of it, and it probably wasn't for him. I guess I didn't enjoy watching their ReZero reactions that much. They seemed a little bit out of it. I don't know. Maybe that's just... I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess you're right. They did watch ReZero. Code Geass. I'd say it's not a shonen, but it's like close enough where I'm like, I can understand the appeal of it to Blind Wave. Yeah. Steins Gate. Yeah, that's a good example. Steins Gate is a good example. That's very different. Similar to ReZero. And they definitely loved Steins Gate. Yeah, okay. These are fair examples here, I guess. Heath retracted a message. I always forget to look up, like, if I can, like in the stream, like what people said. Because now I'm curious. I'm like, what did Heath say? You know, I don't even know if it shows up on the stream or if it just like disappears. What is Miller saying here? He's pretending to be Rick. I'm Rick and I'm autistic, so I usually wear earplugs because these guys get... Oh yeah, I remember that. That was like an opening... I appreciated that. That was actually kind of cool. And I don't remember what reaction it was in, or maybe he doesn't in every reaction now, and I just don't watch enough Rick reactions, but he did have this monologue about, like, at the beginning where he was introducing himself, and it's like, I'm Rick, and I'm autistic, so I usually wear earplugs because these guys get too loud, but I have an ear infection, so I'm wearing headphones at the moment. I was like, wow, what a succinct way to get across, like, the exact answer to why you're wearing headphones. It was great. I liked it. Did you see Star Wars Theory get mad that Wikipedia updated their information right as the episode came out? How dare they? No, I haven't seen that. That's pretty great. Star Wars Theory. The question I'm having right now is whether I should... Because I have to go to the toilet right now. I'm like, should I end the stream? Or should I just, like, take a break? Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. Oh, you know what? I'll be back. Give me a minute. Wait. How do I do this? Wait. Alright, I'm back. Crazy. Okay. Star Wars Theory stuff. You still have my video to watch. So much time left. AVGN beware. Nostalgia Critic versus AVGN. Oh boy. Chainsaw Man yawn. True, Heath's becoming a hater too, I'm sure. I know if Heath dislikes it, it's going to be real bad. He didn't say it was bad. He just said it's boring. So I guess we'll see. Star Wars Theory. I don't even know where I'd go to this. Probably a Twitter thing, right? I need to beef, not beef. I need to like react to more of these big channels, you know, because that Mauler video, how's it doing? How's the Mauler video doing? I muted Mauler on Twitter the other day. Because up until this point, I was like, oh, you know what, Mauler, I've only ever seen good things of him when he was on Destiny's stream. The one Ahsoka video I watched wasn't that, it wasn't terrible, but it was a bit, I don't know, it wasn't my cup of tea. But then like, I was reading through his tweets and I'm like, this is like, I don't know, he's down a very different path to me when it comes to media stuff. Like this was okay, this was like how Kristen Cole is, he limited his Twitter or something, maybe he didn't, I don't even know. Some meme about Disney being bad, something about women. I don't know. It's not bad. It's just not for me, I guess. This account, which I've just blocked because they're ridiculous. I don't know what they've tweeted something that triggered me. So anything. Just making fun of this video, which I don't know. I mean, you can make fun of it. I don't know. It's just like not. It's disappointing, I guess, from what the other stuff. I just can't because the thing is. I mentioned this so many times in my Mauler video. The only thing I have seen of him was like maybe a 4-hour discussion he had with Destiny about like reaction content and like the ethics of it and stuff. And I was like, wow, he's a thoughtful person who clearly like is good at arguing and can like have complex ideas in his mind and everything. And I was like, okay, like I've only ever seen that side of him. And the Ahsoka video wasn't that bad, but it was somewhat a bit of like, I don't know, it was a little bit of a disconnect between the thoughtful, considerate, understanding person I saw on that Destiny stream versus that video. And now like going through the Twitter stuff, I'm like, I don't know. It's a bit not the Maul that I had in my mind, you know? So I don't know. Anyway, just a side tangent. Okay. And also it's got what, 2K views? Crazy. Oh my gosh. Muller will definitely make an Acolyte video. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's free views. You see how many views people are getting for it? Crazy. How have you only seen positive things from Muller? I mean, it's just, I've just seen that one Destiny thing where they talk to each other. The Ahsoka video is like, Ahsoka video is like his only not completely terrible video. That would, I guess, make sense. I don't know. You should just try to watch the stream he did reacting to a Jenny Nicholson video. I don't know. If I was to watch anything, it'd be something that I'm more familiar with. Like, I don't know much about Jenny Nicholson. She's like a political content creator, right? I know she's not political, but she's like... Actually, I don't know enough about her. For some reason, I would put her in the political camp, but maybe she's not at all. And I'm just like... Maybe the reaction to her is political. Like, people think that she's... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't know enough about Jenny Nicholson. It'd be something I know more about. Like if he made an AI video or something, I think it's just like media analysis, right? Like AI art or something. Or Doctor Who. I would definitely watch a Doctor Who video. Does he have any Doctor Who ones, I wonder? Probably not recently. Wait, this isn't his channel, right? Does he only make like 2 videos a year? Oh my god, he actually does. He must have like a main channel, right? Or is he a streamer? Oh no, he's definitely not a streamer. It's a Patreon. Surely this is his full-time thing, right? Wait, how many subs does he have? 500k. 300 members. 1,000 a month. I know he has like some podcast or something, right? Is that where the majority of his stuff comes from? Oops. He said Ki-Adi-Mundi shouldn't be alive. He cannot be reasoned with. That is generally a thing that it is crazy for someone. Oh god, I don't even know how you could not question when someone says like the Ki-Adi-Mundi thing bothers them. Just ask them like. Just go like deeper. Be like, why does it bother you? You know? And they'll be like, oh, it disrupts canon or it shows that they don't care about it or something. Like, what would they even say to that, I wonder? I don't know. It's a video she did on the Last Jedi. Oh boy. Was that recently? I doubt it. Nicholson, Last Jedi. Looks like she's made a few of them. Look up EFAP. That's what I was thinking. That's like a podcast, right? That's what he does the most. Oh my god, he's like me and... oh, Moolah. I've heard of this. Is this like a second channel? Every frame a pause. Oh, is that what EFAP stands for? Every frame a pause. Huh. Is there no Patreon or something?
What? Marshall.
I don't know I don't know who that is. I should look more into this. Highlights? I wonder if the highlights channel gets a bunch of views. Probably a bunch of Acolyte stuff, I would guess. No, just like general stuff. Crazy. It's a whole universe here of content creators. Anyway, we're not getting into this, okay? His anti-social justice warrior channel is called EFAP. Well, looks like we found it. Yeah. What's his most popular videos? Rise of Skywalker. Makes sense. Something about Lord of the Rings. Is that AI? Smiler AI? I wonder what that is. That's 3 years ago, so it can't be that interesting. Oh, responded to Jenny Nicholson's, well, I didn't like Joker. Regarding The Last Jedi is amazing and you're all insane. Could be this one, maybe. I don't know. Interesting. Oh my gosh, we got a Miller video again. What is this? Jack Saint. Long critique is not deep critique. Featuring Patricia Taxon. No idea who that is. Look at the run times, Ari. They are long, right? I didn't look at them. But that's the thing I've heard, right? When it came to the Ahsoka thing, all the comments were like, you should see this. He like records for a long time. It's not that bad. Oh, 6 hours. That's pretty long. 7 hours. Okay, Jesus. 9 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours. Fair. I mean, that's like average for a streamer, right? Like if you're a full-time streamer. How long are Destiny's like VODs? I wonder. 8. Yeah, it looks like 7 to 8 hours on average. Interesting. Crazy. Wait, did I close the thing I just opened? Oh my god. No, I pasted in the wrong place. That Joker video is the one, not The Last Jedi. Okay, yeah. This is a video about Baller. Well, 53 minutes. Oh my god. Let's start it. Let's see. Long critique is not deep critique. What is this?
It may sound...
What is this, I wonder? Interesting tick. How long ago was it? Oh, 5 years ago. This could be anything. YouTube, I guess? A YouTube comment or something?
unbelievable, but I spend upwards of months on my scripts, making sure I do not repeat myself. I remove redundancy as much as I can. It's no ramble, and the editing process takes months along with it. No offense meant, but your work is precisely what I would label the opposing issue, barely covering the subject with any depth or insight whatsoever, because you explore it with what is essentially a thumbs up or down per topic, and videos like this are why I started my channel. There needs to be more depth with media exploration on YouTube. Very few content creators offer it, and I was happy to fill that space in the market. From what I've heard, many people love long-form stuff, as long as you have something new to say throughout, which I do my very best to make sure is the case.
It turns out Rampart isn't with the Empire, and he's here to steal an Empire ship for a job he's apparently got to do because he's an outlaw or whatever. So he reports Ranger Solo as a mutineer, and T'Chaka, that we met in Civil War, confronts one of the two men about this plan, and it is said that he must return to Wakanda for Judgment Day, and moments after, Rey is attacked by the men that the land whale set up, so asks, where is Han?
Wait, what is the point here? That recap is bad or something?
And they fucking cut to the next scene. They cut to the next fucking scene. What the fuck?
Long criticism is not deep criticism. Now, before we get going, let's quickly go over what's not being said by that statement.
I mean, yeah, okay, wait, he'll probably get into it.
Lengthy media criticism is bad or shallow criticism. That's not the argument being made here, because that's not what I think. That's not what I believe. There are many essayists who produce work which, given the respective size of the content they're covering, is fairly long. Noah Caldwell-Gervais is a video essayist who produces lengthy videos, often in excess of 2 hours long, videos which explore not only his initial reactions to a text, but elaborate on their wider context, on what may have influenced the work, or how the work may have influenced others. Offering greater depth in understanding aspects like imagery, theming, or style in a work, and why they may strike us a certain way. In his newest video, for instance, he might explain how Fallout 76's artificiality may break immersion in one respect, but on a tactile level make it easier to stay focused on the gameplay. He might explain how mechanics and elements...
Like, what is depth then, I wonder? Like, the number of distinct things you cover? I'm sure he'll define it in this, but... Like, what he just said about how he covers these two things, are they, like, deep things, or are they, like, not deep things? Could you spend, like, 5 to 7 hours reacting to one YouTube video that's half an hour? Now, I couldn't do that, but I know that Kyle Entertainment could probably do that, okay? Because I know that when we react to, like, Chainsaw Man discussion, somehow Kyle makes it an hour-and-a-half ordeal, and I think it usually is only that long because his battery gets very close to running out, so, you know, sling that criticism at Kyle, okay, as well. Destiny accidentally being on the EFAP when they were breaking down everything everywhere and not realizing it would be a 12-hour stream where they paused every few seconds was so funny. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that. I think the only... was that EFAP as well? The one thing I've seen is... Not Blind Wave, Jesus. Destiny... Was it Breaking Bad or something? I think they were talking about. This doesn't look right. Oh yeah, this is with Mullah EFAP. That's what I was thinking of. I think I've seen some of this. The part where he like talks about Breaking Bad, I guess. Maybe House of the Dragon, I think. I don't know. Anyway.
Elements borrowed from the Elder Scrolls make the game an arguably more enjoyable play experience, but impact on the unique energy of a Fallout game, and thus damage it in other ways. Racervic does much the same, providing a meticulous analysis of games like Mass Effect and Max Payne with videos up to an hour long. From independent creators like Lindsay Ellis and Dan Olsen to larger, more mainstream professional outlets such as NoClip, there are also creators who produce longer work which offers insight into the behind-the-scenes process of a work, information they uncover which might not have been gleaned elsewhere. Olsen runs through the whole ordeal of handling E.L. James, writer of 50 Shades, in the process of making its film adaptation and how that reflects on the finished product. This too deepens our understanding of a text and how we might think or feel a certain way about it. So when I say that length does not create depth, I'm not saying length eliminates depth. It's depth neutral, simply a result of one's ability to focus their efforts, cleanly summarize relevant thoughts and information, and some tertiary stuff like just how quickly you speak, your vocabulary, and how many pauses you leave in. For instance, this opening is probably about twice as long as it needed to be to get my point across, because a lot of the time I'm basically repeating myself or making the same essential point with different wording. It did not make my video any deeper to make it this long. To which you might say, well, nobody's arguing.
Did it not make it deeper to make it that long? Would you say that something would be deeper if you were to clarify what you're saying? Like, would a form of depth be that you're, like, if you, for example, if you had a point and you provided more examples to counter that point, would you say that your argument is deeper than if you didn't provide as many examples? Because then you could say that, like, length, I mean, it would still be independent of length. It would be like the length is irrelevant. It's more that you're using examples, but I don't know. Alright, let's keep going.
Probably about twice as long as it needed to be to get my point across, because a lot of the time I'm basically repeating myself.
Like, again, why I brought that up was about how repeating something can be a form of reiterating an idea, which can make sure that, like, you're conveying something accurately, I guess, which probably doesn't have to do with depth, right? Unless you're repeating something in a slightly different way. Like, just because you're conveying the same information twice doesn't mean that the mode in which you're presenting it isn't relevant and doesn't add depth, I guess, to your argument. I don't know.
Or making the same essential point with different wording. It did not make my video any deeper to make it this long. To which you might say, well, nobody's arguing that. You may have even paused your live stream to try and make that point.
Oh my god. He knows I'm watching him right now. It's crazy, but I made a different point, I think, right?
To which I respond, I'm sad to report that after coming through the work of...
Wait, I made a different point, right? Like, entirely. Because I didn't say that it's... Whatever, yeah, I made a different point. Oh, I'm safe, okay? Oh my god, he didn't call me out. That's crazy if he did, though.
Most verbose popular media critics, having spoken to him and his fans about why he feels it necessary to create works double, triple, quadruple the length of any other creator, a practice that would for anyone else lead to repetitive, aimless content which obfuscates one's own points, the idea that his video's length inherently gives it depth is the only conclusion I can possibly draw. Because boy oh boy, it sure ain't the content.
He fucking farms rhinos. Why?
I want to go back and read those comments.
Content which obfuscates one's own points.
This guy's on a level of video essay completely removed from anyone else on the internet. I absolutely love these videos, and I love how incredibly lengthy and detailed they are. Never change, man, never change. I can see someone saying lengthy and detailed. I guess I can see why this would... Okay, I can kind of accept this comment.
The idea that his video's length inherently gives it depth.
Muller scripts often surpass 50... Okay, this is more in line with the... I can understand this being like a bad comment or whatever. Muller scripts often surpass 50,000 words. That's a novella at worst and a novel at best. Ooh. You can't get much more in-depth than that. Okay, this is a bit more representative comment here.
It's the only conclusion I can possibly draw. Because boy oh boy, it sure ain't the content.
He fucking farms rhinos. Why in the goddamn hell is he farming rhinos? I have to ask, what's with the crappy transport lighting? There's no need to sacrifice reality for something like that. She is requesting death by decapitation with an axe. Why do stormtroopers have laser versions of medieval weaponry available? Why? What does this add for the audience? Why is the Admiral wearing a ball gown? It seems so inefficient and disrespectful.
Muller is a trending critic in the YouTube sphere, notable primarily for the fact that his videos analysing various pieces of popular media often balloon up to 4, 5, capping off at 9 hours long. As I said earlier, orders of magnitude longer than almost any other online media critic.
Is that true? I wonder if that's still true. What are his, like... Can we find a 9-hour video? Surely he has one, right? What would it be, I wonder? Like The Last Jedi or something? Five hours... These are way shorter, but I guess they're less popular. Did he delete it, I wonder, if he had a 9-hour video? Am I on the wrong channel? This is Muller. Either it's deleted or it's not on the channel. Wait, did I miss it? 3.5, 2, 1.5, 2, 5. That's the long one for almost 6 hours. Again, almost 6 hours. Then a bunch of short ones. Does he have a on Muller? Does he do scripted videos? I guess maybe there's some scripted video here, which is what he's talking about. Or is he just talking about podcasts? Or is this not just a podcast? Do they actually just analyze things? What did he say?
Yeah.
Wait.
Notable primarily for the fact that his videos analysing various pieces of popular media often balloon up to 4 or 5, capping off at 9 hours long. As I said earlier, orders of
Wait, I need to hear that again. Wait.
Muller is a trending critic in the YouTube sphere, notable primarily for the fact that his videos analysing various pieces of popular media often balloon up to 4 or 5, capping off at 9 hours long. As I said,
I guess he could be talking about the podcast here, right? I don't know. But then, like, I feel like this is, I don't know. This would determine if, like, this is like a good faith or bad faith video, right? But I don't know, maybe not. Talking about Star Wars is Muller's job, I guess, yeah. And Destiny somehow got him beat on it during a random conversation they had. I find that unlikely. Destiny, I would trust Muller for media takes over Destiny. Jesus, Destiny's insane. Oh my god, I go to the piss break part. Good job. Well, when you add up the parts, it gets to like 9 hours, I'm guessing. Okay, that would make sense if there's like multiple parts. And he ends it and is like, oh, for this part, let's end this in part 2 or whatever. That would make more sense. Let's see if that's like if there's an obvious case of that, I guess. Ant-Man and the Wasp and Unbridled Misery. And if these could be 2 parts, I guess, maybe. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. But that would be 10 hours and not 9 hours. So that means it can't be that. It could be... Oh, it could be this, I guess. No, they're all Unbridled something. I guess this could be a big series, maybe? How many years ago was this video? 5 years ago. Alright, well, it can't be anything here, right? Because it'll be at least 5 years ago. So 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So it would be from here before, so... Critique of Star Wars The Force Awakens Part 2. Okay, so there's a part thing. So... This is 5 hours in total. Wait, another Force Awakens thing. Half an hour, so that's like 5.5 hours. Oh, here. Okay, maybe The Last Jedi, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Around 5 hours, roughly. Plus half an hour, so 5.5 hours. Could be... Oh, I guess if you... Okay, this is probably it, right? If you tie in the... I don't know if RE means response or something. In Defense of Dark Souls Part 2, a measured response. So 1 hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish, 7, 8, 9. We found it, guys. We did it. Okay? In this, he must have been referring to this 8-part series on Dark Souls. Okay, we did it. Or maybe this, like, Outlast thing. Okay, so... We're getting there, guys. Okay, perfect. We can move on.
Said earlier, orders of magnitude longer than almost any other online media critic. To this, he has received an outburst of support and awe from his growing fan base, admiring his dedication to his craft, the fact that he's willing to go further than most in his...
True, and I've noticed this in that one video I made where people commented on it.
To stress this,
Jesus.
Praise for Muller usually centers around his exhaustive commentary, and he has inspired many of his fans to use this same format in their own video essays. His most popular video series, a 5-hour-long critique of Star Wars The Last...
I'm curious. If I go to this video, is that what people were saying? Praising the length or something? I feel like a lot of them did. Jesus. Muller. The only... Jesus, 40 comments. My goodness. I guess we'll go to the top. They're probably the most relevant ones. You don't know how he could go on for 30 minutes on a feature-length film, but you spend over half an hour on a 30-minute video. So I guess that's kind of about length. I don't know. I don't see any much about length here. I don't know. I'm sure there's a few, but anyway, just my examples here, okay? The Force Awakens is in parts. True it is. Rick Astley here is here saying, yo, Rick.
Last Jedi has between 800,000 and 1 million views, depending on the section. Now, for the purposes of open and honest critique, we'll be running through a broad selection of his noted work, which puts us at an impasse rather convenient for the man himself, who has repeatedly made it clear that critiques which do not specifically go through every single aspect of a work is an act of dishonesty. Or, well, until recently. We will not be showing all 5 hours of his Star Wars review here, just as we will not be showing all 9 hours of his Dark Souls 2 critique, nor the entirety of his many hour-plus long one-off criticisms.
Look at that, I should have just kept watching. He explained it.
An act of dishonesty, or, well, until recently. We will not be showing all 5 hours of his Star Wars review here, just as we will not be showing all 9 hours of his Dark Souls 2 critique, nor the entirety of his many hour-plus long one-off criticisms. We will be, as with most critics, addressing the segments relevant to this discussion while trying to remain clear and straightforward about the piece as a whole. But if you're of Mauler's unique disposition that this is impossible without exhaustively summarizing the entirety of what you are critiquing, we encourage you to head over to his channel and watch the over 24 hours of content we'll be running through today. But who is this we? Well, I brought along a pal for this one. I'm gonna grab a drink and let Eric Taxon take it from here and discuss The Last Jedi and Mauler's problem.
Doesn't show.
Oh boy. What anime have you watched? If you go to eliteari.com, go to the About page, and you scroll down, you can click on My Anime List, which will then show you every anime that I've seen on this beautiful list here. So, there you go.
So most of my video and bases his argument off of something that's just not even there.
And just to clarify for viewers, how would you discern the difference between Ripley and Rey in terms of force diversity?
One has the force.
I mean,
Hi, I'm Eric Taxon. You might know me from a little video that I put out back in October called What is Force Diversity? A Response to the Dishonored Wolf. Now, since I released that video, I've gotten a lot of responses to it, and basically I can conclude that it's perfect, it's bulletproof, because no one can actually figure out how to respond to it, and they just end up making Wolf's arguments again, but slower and worse. Now in that video, I say that I don't give a shit about Star Wars, because at that point I had only seen episodes 4 and 5, and it was too far back to remember. This was on purpose. I delayed watching any Star Wars media consciously, because I wanted to make it clear that it doesn't really matter whether Wolf is correct about the things he's criticizing, because he's wrong no matter what. The premise of his argument is completely baseless. And he never defines forced diversity as anything more narrow than diversity present in things he doesn't like. Apologies to everyone who wanted me to respond to the entire video point by point.
See, I don't know anything about this drama, so I don't know. What anime have you watched? I read that already. What is your favorite? Oh, if I pick one, the safest option would be like Mob Psycho 100 or something. Or if I want to be a little bit more niche, but not that much more niche, I'd be like, Heavenly Delusion. We love Heavenly Delusion. So there you go.
You have to make arguments for me to do that. But hey, now that I've made my arguments, I can watch every single Star Wars movie, which I did. I watched every mainline Star Wars film, episodes 1 through 8. And I actually like them a lot. I'm sorry I dissed them.
What about Rogue One? Does that count? Oh my god.
The video, they're actually pretty good. So the best one was The Last Jedi, obviously. But the second best was episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I like that one a lot. And then the entire original trilogy comes next. Like, I had very similar positive feelings for all 3 of them, but Return of the Jedi was my favorite. It's closely followed by A New Hope and then Empire Strikes Back. Didn't like The Force Awakens all that much. That one comes last. And then the remaining 2 prequels are below that. Like, it had good ideas, but just critical pacing issues just made them a slog to get through. So I can speak as someone who only recently became acquainted with these works that the Star Wars films are actually good. They are #Eric Taxon approves. However, there was another motive to me finally watching these films. See, our old pal Mauler has a 5-hour-long critique of The Last Jedi on his channel, and I wanted to give him a fair shake. So I watched the whole thing. So there you go, Mauler. Someone actually watched one of your critiques all the way through.
So I don't understand. Is this this video, though, like this person here that we're watching, is the video by Jack Saint taking this video by this other creator and putting it in their video, and after this, Jack Saint is going to comment on this? Or is this literally part of the video and this video is made by 2 people? I have no idea. Have you watched the Big 3? If that means like Naruto, I don't even know what they are. Naruto, Bleach, and... Is it One Piece? Big 3 anime? One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. I have seen none of these, so... Yeah, I've seen Dragon Ball Z, I guess. Nothing else. It's a collab, kind of weird. Yeah, it is. I feel like there was not much of a... I don't really understand what's tying into the previous... Oh, we'll keep going. Let's see what happens.
But you thought it would never happen. So you know how sometimes...
What's gonna happen?
Jedi on his channel. And I wanted to give him a fair shake. So I watched the whole thing. So there you go, Mahler. Someone actually watched one of your critiques all the way through. But you thought it would never happen. So you know how sometimes people who analyze media will give you a little rundown of the plot of the film they're talking about?
Oh my god, I do that.
Start really delving into the minutia of
That's
the
me.
larger picture. Like Dan Olson on Folding Ideas has a wonderful video called The Art of Storytelling and the Book of Henry, where he spends like 10 minutes of a 40-minute video just giving a play-by-play of the plot. Mahler's video also has this. It lasts 4 hours. And I'd like to say for anyone curious as to what he has to say, you can skip like halfway into part 3 of the analysis and you'll miss nothing. Like he's spending that entire first 4 hours just giving a excruciatingly slow play-by-play of the movie. But here's the thing. Mahler makes objective critiques. And what this means is that every qualitative judgment that he makes on the film is based off of what is provable, which might seem fine, but what this results in is it just the entire critique is just a endless string of observations that like you can just see. It's basically just watching the movie again, but slower and with a guy yammering in your ear about how much he hates it.
As is displayed to them on some kind of 360 video call.
I can understand this from a layman's like what do you call it? A common sense point of view, this criticism. However, I know that if someone like Mahler, like if this person was talking about one of my videos, I guess, and they said that, I would probably be saying that I don't just recap things. I recap it through my perspective, right? Like when I'm recapping 4 hours of Last Jedi content, I'm choosing the things that I think are relevant to my argument. I'm not recapping every detail. Like I'm not describing the clothing that Captain Holder, or whatever her name was, is wearing on her like left arm or something. I'm just taking the elements that I think are important to my objective critique. So therefore, it is important to watch my 4 hours of criticism, 4 hours of recap, because it informs my arguments later. And to miss that criticism at miss the recap at the beginning is to skip over my argument and not comprehend it fully. So I guess I generally agree with what this person is saying, but I don't think this is a good argument to haul out against like someone like Mahler, who's making these in like very long, intense videos, you know. Anyway, Father of Anime, good, true. I have seen Dragon Ball. Berserk, I've seen. Yeah, I guess technically I have, except for the 2016 Berserk, which I'll eventually watch, but I haven't seen yet. I died again, Elidari. That's a shame. I quit Minecraft forever. Why do you keep dying? It's not that hard to not die in Minecraft. Just get food and don't go too crazy, you know? Game needs to be nerfed. Also, how the fuck did Miller get Ari to watch this? I don't know, I got invested somehow. I don't know, now I'm in. I never even watched this one. By that note, how much do recaps at the start of episodes suck? True, I always skip it, because I'm like, they're going to tell me what's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. Recaps equal spoilers. True. We hate it. Why are you spoiling the episode I'm about to watch? Amen to that. We hate it.
Isn't explained in any way, but why bother at this point? Also, C-3PO no longer has a red arm. There is no reason for this.
The act of watching all 3 of these...
That's so funny that he mentioned the arm, because that was my example about Holder's like arm or something having clothing. Oh my god. He's reading my mind from the past.
Parts all the way through is a uniquely unpleasant experience. He speaks so much and yet says so little. And like the tragic thing is that he does have points in amongst all of the observations. Like he does have actual grievances with the film. It's just like it's so padded out that it becomes meaningless. What you doing? So basically what's happened here is that Mahler doesn't know how to edit his shit, and now he thinks he invented autopsies.
Yep, this is the pattern that underlies all of Mahler's content, an illusion of deep analysis until you really give it any critical thought. On near on every occasion, 3/4 of the video are taken up by a bloated Wikipedia summary,
How did they match the visuals to look? Are they using the same camera, I wonder? Because it looks like it was like the same amount of blooming or whatever you call it. Like it looks like a bit blurry and stuff. It like all lines up perfectly.
Yes.
Like for a second I was like, oh, it's the same person. They got a haircut or something. But no.
What you doing? So basically what's happened here is that Mahler doesn't know how to edit his shit, and now he thinks he invented autopsies.
Yep, this is the pattern that underlies all of Mahler's content, an illusion of deep analysis until you really give it any critical thought. On near on every occasion, 3/4 of the video are taken up by a bloated Wikipedia summary, interrupted very occasionally with a shallow observation about something Mahler does or does not like.
This fucking annoying Droid Lives Matter piece of shit is apparently in all of the episodes that feature the fucking Falcon. I didn't even think you could ruin a ship, but you found a way, Disney. You fucking found a way.
Rarely with any real thrust to his arguments, rarely elaborated on as he sacrifices depth for breadth, and as you heard...
Surely this will happen later on in the video. I would like to see some because they gave examples in stuff that I don't know anything about, like other series or video games or something. What would be an example of good criticism or like depth-based criticism when it comes to Solo or like something like that? Like if that's an example of something that isn't an interesting criticism or a deep criticism, what would be an example of something that is, you know? Anyway. Oh boy, there's a lot of messages. It's like, why are you about to spoil it? True. Yeah, streaming shows especially spoil it. Yeah, I hate it. It's bad. Because I'm searching for a cool place to live and I have nothing, and then it turns to night and you've died because keyboards are retarded or something. Literally impossible to use. Controllers were invented for a reason. I guess controllers are for like dummies, right? No, I'm just kidding. I love controls. I'm sorry, guys. If you use a controller, I was just joking. I'm joking. Bought the final parts of my PC earlier. I'm so excited. Very good. Wait, I could connect a controller. I don't know if you can use a controller on Java. I don't think you can. It's going to look so sick. I need your input. I'm not giving you input about the PC while I'm streaming, okay? It's white themed and can't say why, but I need to pick a class of clone stormtrooper theme, which I do 501st, 202nd. I don't know. I don't know anything about clones, okay? I haven't even seen Bad Batch yet, okay? We're getting to it. I gotta watch Bad Batch soon, okay? We'll see. It probably is next on my major shows list, actually, now that I think about it. Elidari never gives opinions. He just says, do what you want. True, that's what I just did. I was keen to do 500 first, but then the helmet color kind of stands out. You know what I say to this? It stands out when the rest is plain white. I say, do whatever you want. That's my answer. So yeah. Or do the 501st with Ahsoka's helmet painting or whatever, because that was sick. Oh my gosh.
Towards the conclusion after a 2 to 5 hour long rant, you know little more about the film than what happens in it, with a few errors, and whether some guy on the internet personally enjoyed it. Mauler and his fans, of course, objecting to this assessment, as they believe he digs into something more.
It might be a problem for someone else, right? But it's a problem in their subjective lens. It doesn't make it objective. Not talking about people. It is a problem factually.
Some defenders of Mauler's style of analysis assert that Mauler uses multiple lenses of critical analysis to see the...
I know this guy. That's the guy. He got banned on Patreon or whatever, right?
...work from as many sides as possible, and that's what justifies this format. Nope. You could maybe argue Mauler briefly touches on the feminist aspects of a work, mostly just to accuse female characters of being Mary Sue's. But for much else, psychoanalysis, post-colonialism, queer theory, Marxism, marvel at Mauler spending 3 minutes of his Last Jedi analysis saying, I don't like to get political, but film thinks war profiteering bad and child slavery bad, and that is bad because Disney makes money. As it goes, Mauler is almost scared to bring up any wider context from which to view a film.
He gets rather flustered when she implies that the artifacts were discovered and corrects her. These things were not paid for by this woman's ancestors. They were stolen just like they stole everything else.
The only lens Mauler really cares to explore is his own, what he calls the objective analysis, or the robot. It's kind of like structuralism, except Mauler just takes it on assumption that whatever he observes as bad is factually and objectively bad, with no deeper consideration.
We don't care about how we feel about these things, we're talking about what they are and what they do.
And if not, that the viewer can immediately distinguish between his opinions and his objective analysis. But why am I chattering on when there's cases to study? Let's have a look at Infinity War.
What is this? This is the most messy... I don't know what to read. Wait a minute.
Chattering on when there's cases to study. Let's have a look at Infinity War.
So the length... Okay, firstly, thumbnail title. Length of video, 52 minutes. Time spent summarizing Infinity War, 36 minutes. Time spent summarizing previous Marvel films, 10 minutes. I guess this just comes back to my... Like, is it a summary or is it like summary entwined with critique? And also, is it summary chosen to inform your argument later? I don't know.
Reality is often disappointing.
Time spent drawing actual conclusions about Infinity War. The conclusions should be the quickest thing, right? Like, once you've presented the evidence, you've weaved the argument, the conclusion should be the shortest part of a video, surely, right?
I mean, it's Infinity War. All his fans have probably already seen it. And no, those last 6 minutes really don't go anywhere. Mauler says the sad bits made him sad, the funny bits made him lol, and concludes that the film is objectively good because it's good at elaborating on stuff from previous Marvel films. That's a mark of objective quality, by the way. Sucks if you wanted to enjoy it as its own movie.
That is the thing that I just don't understand. Like, and I could look into this, and I think I tried to at one point, but it was too confusing and too philosophical for me to understand. But I just don't understand how you can say that something is an objective criticism when you can't agree on what the objective foundation is, like between two observers. So I don't know. And I'm sure there's a good answer to this in philosophy. It was above my pay grade when I tried to understand it before a few months ago. It's an option. It's called the 332nd company. I've never heard that before. Noob, not the 501st with the circuit helmets. I think 501st with the circuit helmet sounds cooler, so we're going with that. Lidari, should I do this type of breakdown for my Black Lagoon series? Oh, where you're criticizing your own video? That'd be really funny, sure. Get to it, Ari. I'm getting through this video, okay? Hi, says Finbin Lay. And then Finbin Lay says it once more and says hi. You know, they reiterated. No, you should, not me. Oh, Elite Ari, you should do this type of breakdown. No, thank you. Okay.
Movie. Now, as I said before, it's not the length of Mauler's content in and of itself that's the problem. In fact, maybe it isn't a problem. If Mauler just wants to use this format, it's up to him. It might be incredibly tedious for me, but certainly many people may like it. It's not mine to write off as an artistic choice. As the format from which to hang the argument for your case, the interesting part of arguing about art, not so much. At least not the way this time is utilized.
Get lost, Squidward.
That's just fantastic.
Dude, you're embarrassing me from the wizards.
That's just a fantastic comedic line.
He's from space. He came here to steal a necklace from a wizard.
Brilliant.
Infinity War is admittedly a kind of unfair example. Mauler really does phone this one in. It's just running through the film scene by scene and saying the bits he liked. I guess maybe he thought the more of his video was taken up by summary, the more objective the critique was. I mean, watch if you want a perfect example of why his notion of objective critique is so flawed in the first place, as he largely skips over what he has elsewhere acknowledged as clear and fundamental holes in the filmmaking. Something like that would almost give the impression that Mauler was denoting some things as important and some as not important, based on his own biases, and so his critique is unstructured in two different ways. Well, let's see if Black Panther clears things up.
There are several highly advanced pieces of technology and architecture everywhere, but actually they have thatch-style huts embedded into the structures. What is with the location and everyone's outfits and the weird war paint stuff? I mean, guys, seriously, why the fuck do you use spears? By taking the flower power back and burying yourself in large amounts of sand, you are able to speak to your father through dreamland, I guess. How exactly did Tony and his father not find out about the properties of vibranium? People getting stabbed and slit to shit, but absolutely no blood? Can't even go with the red lines on the bodies? Come on, guys. This film doesn't even explain why he's called the Black Panther.
You know CinemaSins? Yeah, this is all just CinemaSins. This is someone...
It is. That's exactly what was going through my mind. I was like, wow, this is just like CinemaSins. True.
Running through a movie point by point, occasionally calling out things they consider bad plot holes, without really commenting.
But then again, maybe I missed it, because it did give a bunch of examples, and generally this has seemed like a decent video. But this is about, like, depth, right? You're saying that, like, just going point by point is not depth. Like, just summarizing is not depth. What is an example of depth? And I'm sure there were some. I remember they gave some about a bunch of stuff I wasn't familiar with, but I don't know.
On how
I guess this, I don't know much about Jack Saint, but this could be a whole, he could get to the end of this and be like, this video should have been like a 6-minute video, and like, I could have just said blah, 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 and he could give examples and counter examples and sum it up in like a 6-minute ending bit here and be like, we didn't need this beginning bit, this whole meta commentary, but I somehow doubt that. I don't know. No, you should. Not me. You watched them. Sure, I did. They like reaction videos in the form of video essays. Yeah, that's interesting. Would you consider a reaction video to be a review? Like an in-depth review, I guess. Not maybe. But I guess this is a different type of review. Like for right now, I am reviewing this video, right? But it's not, I'm doing it on the fly. Like, I haven't even seen the whole thing yet. I don't know. You could say that reaction is a form of analysis. I don't know how deep it is. I don't even know how you would measure if something is deep. Like, depth itself is a subjective metric, right? Which is like the whole point that this video is trying to disprove, I guess. That, I don't know. Crazy. Roll credits, true. I guess it'd say depth would be digging into one part of a work instead of shallowly attempting or mentioning every part of it. But the thing that's carrying that is like shallowly, right? Like why is it when he is saying that like Black Panther, whatever he said about like, what did he even say? I don't even remember. I don't know enough about Black Panther. Was he saying that the structures or something were, no, there's like no blood or something? Why is that a shallow thing to mention? Whereas mentioning, like, for instance, a character arc that a character goes on, why is that deep? And what's the difference? They both can be stated in like a few words, right? And then if you come up with a definition for deep, then couldn't someone disagree with your definition? And I don't know. I'm not ready for this conversation. Should we end the video here? Is this the end? It's all subjective, objective. I don't know what the correct answers are. I'm not smart enough for this, okay? No one here is talking about girth. Now that's a funny comment here. Cinema sins on Hamlet. Wait, why didn't Hamlet kill his uncle when he got the chance? Ding. True. I make sure not to repeat myself. Repeats himself several times in the post. True. But we haven't got to the post yet, right? Unless we did, and it was at the beginning. Does it need mentioning? Well, it depends. If you think it's an important element that the characters aren't bleeding and it ruins your enjoyment of a thing, then that'd be a very important element of critique, right? Like if someone doesn't like movies with blood because it makes them throw up, or they have like PTSD or something, then to them, it would be a very valid criticism to bring up that something doesn't show blood, because it's a criticism that although Mauler would be portraying it in a negative light, to them it would be very beneficial. It'd be like, ooh, I actually like this movie, you know? Do you feel smarter knowing 100 small critiques he has of a film? Perhaps. Maybe some people do. No, Alidari, keep going, so I never have to watch this video. I don't think we're getting to the end of this. Okay, I'm getting very hungry. I have to eat soon. Let's keep going. Might as well. You know, we got one chatter telling me to keep going, so that's all I need.
Fits within the narrative, or making an argument for why these things actually matter to the text, matter to them, or should matter to you. Just as Infinity War was a point-by-point summary, occasionally pointing out good plot things. Across his video, Mauler makes constant references to things like it being counterintuitive that only one person in Wakanda gets access to a special plant that makes you superhuman, usually the king. Or how, even though Wakanda is technologically advanced, they fall back to fairly archaic things like rustic-looking market towns and having strict traditions, or people using spears.
Why does the most technologically advanced society use fucking spears?
Sincerely, why does anyone use anything? If the dwarves are off making custom weapons for the Asgardians, why on earth would they make Mjolnir a small hammer and not a minigun or something? And why doesn't every Asgardian get their own special Mjolnir gun to help protect Asgard with? Plot hole. How come the US military has had the research notes on Cap's super serum for so many decades, yet most soldiers are just regular dudes and not thousands of Captain Americas? Oh wait, they actually address that in the fiction? Kind of like how they address why only one person gets the Black Panther's ability in the fiction of Black Panther. You might not like the explanation, but beyond telling us this is a thing that exists, you haven't given an argument for why it really matters here. For everything,
I mean, that's true. I agree with this.
You simply call out in Black Panther, and then from your intonation, we assume as flaws.
Not girlfriend kills a guy with a shoe.
I could look back to your Infinity War video and find similar, if not almost the exact same quote-unquote problems. Why are there literally two people from Doctor Strange's sect protecting the Time Stone, the single most important thing to these people? Look at how much Wong contributes to the fight. Are we seriously ignoring that they could portal in like a dozen more of these guys?
This is probably the best approach to like tackling. I don't know what Muller would say to something like this, or someone like Muller. And it's something I try to do to Kyle every now and then. I think I'm bad at it. I need to get better and come up with more examples, particularly tailored to Kyle. But if someone criticizes something that that you think is good, a good counter is to use their same criticism on something that they think is good and to see why they think it's different, you know, like what the difference is. Like I've tried to point this out to like Kyle when it comes to things that are being generic, and how in Mushoku Tensei he says that like a lot of the early on stuff is generic. And then I think I tried to bring up like the Berserk relationship or something being generic, and he says it's different because it's, I don't know. It's an interesting way to tackle ideas. Like here, trying to use Mauler's objective critique on things that Mauler likes, and then I don't even know what Mauler would say to this, because these all seem like in line with the examples that he's given previously about Mauler. These seem in line with Mauler's arguments, and what would he say about this? Would he just acknowledge it and be like, yeah, you're right, that is bad, but that doesn't ruin my overall argument? Or would he say, well, I don't even know what else you could possibly say to this, right? I don't know.
And likely stomp the two people Thanos sends down to grab it. Just the two, eh? So even though Thanos has been roving around the galaxy for decades picking up recruits, he only had like 5 people on hand for Infinity War. And wait a second, if Thanos already knows he's planning on using the stones to snap away half of all life, why does he rove around for so long halving populations right up to the start of the film? Isn't he at that point just cutting all life by, hang on a second, 3/4?
I made a video on Infinity War, and people commented saying that, you know, previously they thought it was okay, but after seeing this, they were like, wow, you know, it's actually blah, blah, blah. I was trying to be as objective as possible in explaining how the characters move from X to Y to Z, and why that film is of quality. And the robots analysis of Infinity War, for example, would probably be that it's like a 6 or a 5 out of 10. I think this film was intended for traditional reviewers, and they will be throwing out logic as much as possible, since traditional reviewers are the only people who appreciate a lack of logic.
Uh-oh. I don't personally care about these things because I accept, for instance, that the first fight in New York would feel completely different if both sides had hundreds of unnamed fighters causing chaos all around the city, and with the context of the film's escalation of tension, potentially throw things off. See, that's my argument for why I like that early on the fights in Infinity War are only between a few people, because it makes the massive Wakanda fight feel more as if it's been led up to, rather than just another exhausting massive clash. Mauler jabbing at Black Panther because it's too dark to see him well in the opening fight scene is ultimately meaningless, because he doesn't argue why this is a problem for the film. In Alien,
I guess I could see this, where it's like, well, kind of. It's like if you state that you don't like something, someone can be like, why? Why don't you like that C-3PO's arm is not red in this scene, but it's meant to be red, or something like that? And then Mauler would be like, well, firstly, it'd be the person asking that would be like, your video is bad because you stated this thing and you didn't explain why it's bad. And then Mauler would be like, well, you know, I didn't like it because it's like, it shows there's like a discontinuity in the filming, and it breaks my immersion because it shows that the film didn't have a big attention to detail, and this is actually a film that's being filmed and they forgot to put the red arm in this scene or something. And then if he included that reasoning in the video, then the person responding would be like, okay, well, at least he provided a reason for like why he thinks that the red arm thing missing is bad, and that like adds depth to the argument. But then you could say the same thing to, even if that was included as a reason in the video, like, oh my god, I didn't like the C-3PO's arm was like, no wait, that he would say C-3PO's arm wasn't red in this scene when it should have been, which is a continuity error, and it takes me out of the film because it makes me remember that it's like just a film and they didn't pay much attention to detail, blah, blah, blah. Then I'd be like, well, that's a poor argument. Why do you care if there's like discontinuity in a film, and why does that bother you? And then he'd give a reason, and even if that was incorporated in the video, I'd be like, yeah, but like, why do you care that like blah blah blah? And you can like keep going recursively. Like, why is it that adding one level of explanation is sufficient when you can again question that explanation with another why, right? I guess. I think is that like a coherent response to what they just suggested? I don't know, maybe not. I'm sure Mauler has a 7-hour response to this somewhere. Yeah, probably, yeah. Luckily, we can find out they reacted to this on EFAP. Oh, boy. That would actually be... I would be interested to watch this. See what they thought. And then Jack Saint reacted to their reaction. This is epic. Oh, my God. I just read Chainsaw Man, bro. Rate the chapter, Kyle. Oh, you want Kyle to spoil what he thought about the chapter before the actual chapter came out? If you do want to say what you thought about it, Kyle, you should tweet it out so all your followers would like it and you get interaction, and don't ruin it on this stream here. Oh, my gosh. Anyway,
the Xenomorph.
Conclusion. Is it that important if Mauler adds like one layer of explanation? I don't know, maybe. Like, at what level are you satisfied with an argument? Like, how much fundamental questioning do you need?
And just another exhausting massive clash. Mauler jabbing at Black Panther because it's too dark to see him well in the opening fight scene is ultimately meaningless, because he doesn't argue why this is a problem for the film. In Alien, the Xenomorph is in darkness most of the film, yet you'd probably huff if you heard me blithely criticize the film because I couldn't see it most of the time, because you understand it matches with the film's desire to create tension and a sense of the unknown. Black Panther, with the fact...
No, but it bothers me because, like, I can't see it. I can't see it. It bothers me, you know? I don't know. I'm just trying to pretend I'm, you know, understanding it. Oh my god, it's Mia is here. Crazy. New Chainsaw Man was alright. Well, that's good to hear. I can't spoil such a thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it's merely Vinland Saga. No discussing Chainsaw Man. Alidari hasn't seen it. True, I haven't seen it yet. Jesus Christ, Kyle, you're not cool for switching accounts every message. True. Anyway. We got some videos to watch, okay?
This switches much of the perspective to the guards who are scared of him, also appears to be riding on this idea. It also, again, plays into the notion of escalating tension, as we're building the audience's excitement at later seeing him show off his full capabilities in a daylight setting. You can counter this by saying we already saw him fight in Civil War. I can counter by asking to what extent filmmakers are beholden to the assumption audiences saw the previous work in the series. And look, it's a whole conversation about how we each interpret and judge art. You can't see him in the dark at the start. I've got nothing. It's the same kind of vague, contextless criticism as pointing out Wakanda is an advanced society with old-fashioned design, elements which are true not only of many first world nations today, but almost all sci-fi settings.
What society based on the progress of technology and medicine, and protection in general, would allow the strongest person to rule rather than the smartest, or generally speaking, the best suited?
Maybe Wakandans don't look at intelligence the same way we do, because IQ is a pretty contentious topic even in societies it's established in, and being smart doesn't objectively make you a better leader. Maybe Wakanda...
Wait, is IQ intelligence? It's an intelligence quotient. It's like a correlative intelligence, right? I guess that's the whole controversy thing. I don't know. Anyway. Oh my god, it's Vinland, merely Vinland. They're discussing, hasn't seen it. Jesus Christ, Kyle, you're not cool for switching. I read that already. I had to. Lamau, idiot. Okay, thank you guys. Very good. Excellent, excellent messages, guys. Thank you.
Wakanda, separate from its technological developments, is an extremely patriotic nation that heavily discourages anything to suggest a change from the established traditions of the state. If only there was something in the text to establish this.
All of you are wrong!
See, look, I can point to elements Mauler has dinged past as objective flaws, and through interpretation, actually suggest ways it contributes to the film's storytelling. How it immediately establishes Wakanda's strict traditionalism.
I guess it does. Like, what they're saying here is, like, he's done Mauler's argument, but made it one layer deeper, I guess. And I guess if you're defining depth as being like the levels of recursion in the constant like why to your like statements, like why do you think this is bad, and then why do you think the reason you think this is bad, and et cetera, et cetera. If you define that as depth, then I could see this being a solid argument, I guess. And I was also thinking about how even just the notion of questioning why Mauler likes something is inherently a decently interesting argument against Mauler's objective approach to film analysis. So it's like when oh, I don't know what I'm saying. It's like Mauler's objective, questioning what he means by objective is kind of by default an interesting argument. So bringing up the fact that adding a reasoning for his claims, I don't know what I'm saying. Mauler tries to be objective. Is he objective? Who knows? Is he? Well, the answer is no to me, but like other people would probably say yes. And then I'd be like, what do you mean by objective? What does that mean? Why is it bad that it's dark at the beginning of Black Panther or something? Like, well, I don't know. Like, why is that a bad thing? I guess that's what they're saying. I don't know. I'm out of it. Should I watch the rest of this? Is there anything else I could possibly say? I feel like I've said everything I could. And it's long and I'm hungry. Okay, guys? 2.5 hours. I should do a poll. This is one of those times where I should do an actual poll. Oh, Miller said keep watching. We'll do a poll, okay, guys? How do I do them again? Is it a exclamation mark? Poll? It's definitely not that. No, it's not that either. Oh, here we go. Okay. Should I keep going with the video? Yes, no. Oh no, I don't know how long I set that for. Anyway, you get the point, guys, okay? I'll give it like a minute. Okay, you guys can vote if we're gonna keep doing this. Oh my god, I've been streaming so long I'm out of water. Crazy. I could dehydrate. Oh my gosh, we got one person saying yes. Crazy. I'm 3 minutes behind still. Poll, okay, Kyle's mocking me. Doesn't work, Domi. There's a stream where Mauler says Avatar The Last Airbender is a 3 out of 10. Then his first criticism is that it's convenient Aang is broken out of the iceberg, the year of the eclipse, and Sozin's comet. It's great. Jesus Christ. You know what I would say to that, Miller? I'd be like, so Mauler, why is that bad? And then Mauler would give me a reason. I'd be like, why is that bad? You know, I just keep going until he's like, he just wouldn't know what to say, you know? But I'm sure he has some way to account for this. I don't know. Yeah, all this chat participation has me hungry. Let's get going. True. Well, too bad we got one vote for the yes, so looks like we're going to keep watching. Actually, I don't even know if it's one vote. It doesn't even say it. No, we got 7 votes for the yes. Jesus Christ. Okay. Really, people just really want me to watch this. Hi, Finbin Lays returned again and says hi. Thank you. All right, let's keep going, I guess.
As a contrast to its technological progress. My point here is pretty shallow, but I'm at least actually making one as opposed to rolling through an entire film. Even the parts where I don't actually have anything to comment on, stopping for a few seconds occasionally to eye roll at something so that the viewers can just intuit it's a bad thing.
He fucking farms rhinos. Why in the goddamn hell is he farming rhinos?
In a shocking twist, we get the exact same criticism brought up again regarding why Wakanda only wants there to be one Black Panther. And it's just... Van, how are you showing clips of Iron Man and Captain America while making this criticism and not seeing a contradiction? Why don't the Tibetan monks teach everyone the mystic arts? Why doesn't Spider-Man tell Oscorp or whatever about the spider thing so there can be more Spider-Men to protect the Earth? Maybe there's a fear there that if they don't consolidate their strength and use it sparingly, the Wakandans risk a lot more powerful people with bad intentions and no easy mechanism to stop them. You know how Iron Man has to specifically pick Peter out to give any kind of super suit, and even then it's with heavy restrictions and only allowed to be used in a very specific context? Maybe it could be a similar kind of... oh, whatever.
My god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the film yet.
Now, does Mauler stumble upon some points I found strong in this 45-minute rant? Absolutely. I also found the writing in that first scene between the dad and the uncle contrived. This is followed up by a lengthy diatribe about how Shuri being a prodigal genius inventor type is apparently a problem for her and not the other prodigal genius inventors because... no, don't worry, mate, I won't go there. Do you see what's happening here? In Mauler's own words?
What examples did he give as the prodigy geniuses? Because Iron Man's a bit different, because we, like, saw his, we, like, have a whole story with him. Spider-Man. Spider-Man is definitely a prodigy genius. But that's not... it's not a big element of his character, right? I don't remember what her... Black Panther's sister's name. Sherry or something? Sherry? I don't know what her name was, but... I like her. She's good. She's funny. I like her relationship with her family. Like, that was good. Her intelligence is, like, a fun thing to witness. But I guess to... would it be valid to be bothered by... I need to look up her name. Wait. Black Panther sister name. Shuri. Would it be valid to be bothered by Shuri being an intelligent character suddenly appearing, a prodigy genius, and to not be bothered by Iron Man appearing and being a prodigy genius, and Spider-Man appearing and being a prodigy genius? I guess. That'd be, like, hypocritical, I guess. Like, the difference is that these two are characters in their own story, whereas, like, Shuri is, like, introduced purely, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, she first introduced... I don't remember the first Black Panther is the issue. I remember her in Infinity War being smart. Black Panther, she was smart. The issue is, like, when I think of her, I don't think of much of a character. I just purely do think of the intelligence. Like, to me, that is kind of her, like, defining trait. And the story doesn't revolve... like, he doesn't do anything interesting with it. So I guess I can see it, but I can also see the hypocritical thing where it's like, if you get bothered by her intelligence then and not being bothered by Spider-Man... I think Iron Man's, like, a separate thing, because Iron Man's, like, an entire story. But Spider-Man is, I think, a good example where it's like, they are both intelligent. But the thing is that I feel like the intelligence is, like, one of many aspects to Spider-Man, whereas it feels like a very, at least early on, before we got, like, I also don't remember Black Panther, which is the issue, but early on it felt like intelligence was, like, her defining thing, and we didn't really do much interesting things with it, I guess. I don't know. Probably not too coherent. I'm only 1 minute behind. True. Bro, please react to JoJo openings. I don't need to. I've watched all of JoJo's. I'm the guy who goes and watches other people react to JoJo openings. Again, I'm just like you. So, yeah. I caught up. Hi, Bin Lay is back saying hi again. Thank you. He's already seen the JoJo openings. He can sadly no longer react. That is true. Maybe you should ground your art philosophy axioms, Lead Ari. How about that? That would be good. But then that would require me researching things off stream, and I don't have time. I don't have time for that, okay? I think that's the name, yeah? See, I'm a genius, you know. I looked it up and it was Shuri, so, you know, I'm doing slightly off anyway. Okay. Oh, Vinland chapter just dropped. Really? I had no idea. Okay. Tonight's going to be a busy night. After I finish this goddamn 30 minutes remaining of this video, I can finally read Chainsaw Man. I can finally read Vinland Saga. It's going to be great. Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man. Iron Man, yeah, example. Hulk, maybe I think it purely is, like, I don't remember enough about Black Panther. And when I do think back to her introductory arc, I do remember intelligence, like, being a whole, like, that is her defining character trait. But she also had the character trait of, like, what? I'm so bad at, like, defining character. If you ask me to describe a character, I'm so bad at it. Like, she had a sibling relationship with her sibling. And it was interesting and unique, and there's not much of it in the Marvel Universe, which was fun to see. Like a loving relationship, like loving a sibling, I guess. I don't know. There's more to her than her intelligence, okay? Especially later on. I'm just trying to understand, I guess, the headspace of someone who would be bothered by this and not the other stuff. Spider-Man, true, that's a good example. Mr. Fantastic, I mean, he's barely been in it. Hank Pym. Hank Pym is all about him being... Well, it's not really, because we don't really... Do we know he's smart initially? I don't know, maybe. So many geniuses. There are a lot of geniuses, that is true. Oh my god, live reaction? We're not live reacting to Vinland Saga. That's how I get my channel deleted, okay? How are we going to find the time to record Vinland and Mushoku Tensei this weekend? We can find time, okay? If me and Bacon did Mushoku Tensei and Jujutsu Kaisen, we can find a way to do both, okay? Shuri is I guess Bacon's busy, though, at the moment, so I don't know, maybe not. Shuri is a side character in the first film. The others are main characters. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to say as well. Maybe we kick Bacon from both discussions. No, I need Bacon to be there for the Mushoku Tensei thing. That's very important. We're going to have a big discussion for this episode. Shuri says, what are those? It's funny. That is true. I remember that line. That was very funny. Very, very timely, because that meme was, you know, only a few years old or months old or something by the time the movie came out. It was great. I got to be right back and read. All right, good luck. I voted yes, so I am legally obligated to come back. Yes, thank you. It's because he is misogynistic and racist. We can just say it. I mean, that is also a very possible thing. I just don't know enough about Mauler at all, so... why does Bacon need to be there? Because we have a lot to talk about, okay? And Bacon's perspective is important.
Type is apparently a problem for her and not the other Prodigal Genius inventors because... No, don't worry, mate. I won't go there. Do you see what's happening here?
Oh my god, that was the whole thing. He was implying the racism and misogyny stuff, right?
Mauler's own words.
Just another bloody stupid detail.
As we reach the 30-minute mark, Mauler is still just summarizing the film, making occasional digs that maybe half the time aren't easily shrugged off, and it begins to feel a whole lot like this is just a guy dinging things off the top of his head with no real thrust beyond the fact that the film made choices that made him feel bad. Without this elaboration, it's...
True, I can understand, okay? This is perfect. That was a good summary of, like, the stuff they've said so far up to this point. You know what would be perfect right now? Showing an example of really good criticism. Like doing, maybe if the rest of this video is like going over an example of a really good analysis of like this movie. I know he gave examples of what he would consider good analysis, but you would need to be something more substantial besides, because what he's doing here is listing arguments in a similar way to how Mauler is listing arguments and pointing out the difference in like the summary approach versus the argument approach. But you need to be more substantial, because I'm sure at the end of this video, Mauler, like you said, he has 6 minutes of conclusions. Mauler probably also has conclusions like that at the end of his video, right? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he doesn't.
It's hard to really get why these contrivances matter here, but not in Infinity War. No real delineation between what's a criticism of the film or the characters, what Mauler thinks of as objective flaws versus just things he personally didn't like.
T'Challa just agrees to it. Like, the way they frame this scene is that he has the opportunity to deny this shit, and yet he gambles himself, a powerless, suitless, techless Wakandan warrior, against a professionally trained CIA kill count record-breaking psychopath with...
Because he's going to drop MT on the spot. We're not talking about Mushoku Tensei, guys, okay? No spoilers, please. Do we have a lot to talk about? We do. I'm sure Bacon will love what happened in the last episode. He is. It's going to be funny. Bro, react to Bochi the Rock. Well, it did win the poll, right? Wait, did it? I think it won the poll, right? I'm getting so distracted. I need to finish this video. True. Bochi the Rock. 41%. Lamau, I have to... Oh, it's my other tweet. Crazy. We're not going over my tweets.
With a vengeance obsession directed at your bloodline. What a dumbass move. You're about to hand your whole land and people to this monster because he has the correct rights to challenge you.
Now, the fact is, Mauler doesn't seem to understand tradition as being a very overt theme in this pretty easy to understand Disney superhero film. Or it's just irrelevant to him because he doesn't frame his criticisms around notions of theme, what the film may be trying to communicate, how an objective aspect of the film, such as the fact that T'Challa lets Killmonger fight even if it might mean him gaining the throne, does not an objective flaw make simply because you personally wouldn't make that choice. Just as with the Infinity War video, Mauler exposes how his video's bloated length is a consequence only of the fact that he constantly repeats himself, discusses things that have nothing to do with his analysis of the work, thoughtlessly calls out as criticisms parts of said work which are perfectly in line with the narrative and logic of that world, or straight up makes up plot holes. And not because it's offering him the chance of a deeper analysis. Once again, we get a shallow reading in which a man on the internet angrily explains things in a film that may or not be bad, may or may not come with an argument as to why they're bad, but certainly if you listen to the tone of his voice, we know how he feels.
What the...
That is true.
Fuck. What the fuck, you dumbass movie.
It's just... oh, here's a long, boring summary of what happens in movie, and I pick out things in this that make it bad. It's really important.
It could be cathartic if you also didn't enjoy the film, right?
They ride rhinos in Wakanda. Movie loses points for that. In this movie, it doesn't matter if the villain's motivations are entirely inconsistent. Thing good, thing bad.
I really like people who are definitive and they have strong evidence. That shit's gold. It's like, yes, you put in the work. Instead of just going, well, if you look at this over here, from this angle, in this way, and then look at this part in the film as well, then it's pretty good, right? It's like,
We can insult Mahler's content all we like, but I don't really see that much value in just dunking on someone. Like, there has to be at least a bit of insight. So with that in mind, I'd like to bring your attention to a certain timestamp. It's 52 minutes.
Is that the length of one of Mahler's videos? Was he shorter than this video, I wonder? Maybe, let's see.
And 20 seconds into part 3 of Mahler's critique of The Last Jedi. I mention this part because that's when he's
Should I open it up, you think? Or are they going to explain what it is?
done explaining the entire film in excruciating detail. But you might be wondering, how does he continue talking for an hour after that when he's done explaining the movie? Well, as it turns out, like, that's the good part. Like, the first 4 hours was just a massive lumbering preamble. This portion, starting at 52 minutes and 20 seconds into part 3 of Mahler's The Last Jedi critique, is truly a masterwork. It's such a condensed sequence of spicy takes that it makes the first bit seem like it's just a filtering method. Like, he's weeding out all the casuals. Now that I've told you that, you can just
Interesting.
get the useless garbage and get to the stuff that matters. And I recommend you do, because it provides a lot of insight into how Mahler views his craft. But also, we don't have all day, so I'll give you the short version. If there's one thing that can be taken away from this, it's that Mahler sees airtight storytelling as the absolute most important thing to strive for when you're making a movie. If, say, you ever had to make a choice between logical consistency or bolstering some other aspect of the work, you always choose logical consistency. For an example of this,
Oh my god, I thought there was a cat in my room. Jesus Christ.
if you, say, defended The Last Jedi by saying that it has a strong theme of failure and progression, then Mahler would be saying you're making an argumentative misfire, because, in his words, the themes go against the logical consistency. Like some logical consistency had to be sacrificed in order to include it.
What do I say to this? Well, most, if not all, plot lines and character developments we just went over for the last 4 hours don't make sense. They weren't supported by the previous films, nor were they well executed. They simply happened. The best example being Poe's. He didn't fail throughout the movie when you actually consider his actions. Finn only failed because the writer decided that a BB unit saw his team.
Nazi!
Things like this force me to come to the conclusion that yes, Rian Johnson wanted this theme, and he shoehorned events to make it happen, but this makes the writing even worse. He put a theme over the characters, over the plot, to force the characters around the theme, to make you think about it on your own personal level, to ignore how inconsistent the writing is, to appear more intellectual.
Although, he seems to think that a theme is just noticing that a thing happens a lot, which is an odd way of looking at it. Like there's a part in the video where he just completely shoots down the entire idea of interpreting themes by picking a word from a hat. For his example, it was resurrection, and then pointing out all the times that someone or something resurrects during the film. Like, aha, this is equally arbitrary, therefore themes are bullshit.
Kylo allows the dark side.
It does remind me of was it the Moist Critical video about, like, The Last of Us Part 2 being about revenge? And he was giving all these examples about how, oh my god, this happens and it's about revenge, and this happens, it's about revenge. And I'm like, really? Like, this is the problem, that they talk about revenge a bunch? I don't know. Anyway, maybe we kick bacon from both the... Oh wait, god, I'm way beyond that in this chat. Oh my gosh. How did A Slice of Life win that poll? Because it's popular and recent. I voted Gunbuster. Well, let's see. What did, how many votes did that get? Is Miller a minority here? Gunbuster. Oh, he's in third place. Not bad.
In him to falter and resurrect part of the light. Poe resurrects the part of him that wants to maintain the cause rather than trying to be a hero. Leia is resurrected by the Force.
I don't know. Like the whole failure thing wasn't just people pointing out that characters fail. Like, I thought a pretty big part of it was that Kylo Ren doesn't learn from his mistakes, like the mistakes that he made in The Force Awakens, and just continues to fail.
If I held my cat for this long, she would, like, kick me and want to be released. It's crazy how cats are just so different, you know?
Thing wasn't just people pointing out that characters fail. Like, I thought a pretty big part of it was that Kylo Ren doesn't learn from his mistakes, like the mistakes that he made in The Force Awakens, and just continues to fail while everyone else just moves on. I don't know. It's worth talking about, though. Anyways, the same argument is used to discredit people who say that the visual splendor of The Last Jedi is a selling point. The term style over substance is used.
Next up would be the phrase style over substance. This is, of course, in reference to the idea that you put your eye candy before you're writing. Films like Speed Racer, Enter the Void, Transformers, 300, and Avatar are also used as examples in this sort of genre, if you can call it that. Some of those examples are far worse than others, but you get the point. The Last Jedi has a strong pattern of style over substance. Let's go through a few so you know what I'm talking about. Phasma disappears and then reappears in smoke, making no sense, but it looks imposing. The hyperspace jump makes no sense in universe, but it looks incredible. The destruction of the bridge on the Radis makes no sense, but it looks impactful.
This is some bad criticism.
Bomber ships make no sense, but they reference World War II bombers, which looks striking.
What do you mean it doesn't make sense?
Phasma falling into a sudden pit of fiery death makes no sense, but it looks intense.
And furthermore, he claims that And along with all this, he claims that stuff like visual splendor doesn't even matter because it's just going to age and it takes money to generate.
Imagine what the end result of this film would have been without the money behind it to fund the actors, the set pieces, and the CGI. These things don't matter in the grand scheme, not even the assets poached from Star Wars as a franchise. They do not matter to the writing. The effects will age, the shots will age, every choice will age. Writing and storytelling is timeless.
This is honestly just a bewildering way of looking at
It
film.
is.
Like I know there's a lot of online media critics who really value logical consistency, perhaps a little too much, but I haven't seen anyone.
It's a film, right? Like, why are you watching a film? Like, why not read a book? But I'm sure that's the level one, like, obvious response, and everyone obviously has some response to that response, and they're gonna talk about how that's actually really dumb. And philosophically, if you read this book, they talk about how, like, stories are just, they're universal, and the medium you watch it in is irregardless, and blah blah blah. I don't know.
I'll say that it is like straight up the only thing that can ever make a film good, and everything else is just a distraction. You know, you can just read a book, right?
Oh my god, that's my argument. Crazy.
Can visuals be neutral in a visual medium? And it's an especially strange critique to level at Star Wars of all things, which, as far as I can tell, is a series that is mostly known for its imagery. That's why I liked them. Like, I saw them without any nostalgia goggles, and I thought they were great. Like, I had a really good time with the imagery. I thought it looked and felt really nice. It had an ambience to it, and it also had huge-ass emotional set pieces, and I loved it all. And that's also why I didn't really like The Force Awakens, because it felt a little cold in comparison. It felt very standard. It didn't have the ambiance. And in turn, that's why I liked The Last Jedi, because there are some shots in that movie that are going to be remembered alongside Luke looking out into the double sunset in A New Hope. Like, there's just so much.
Did that end up happening? I guess, yeah. Like, for instance, the shot of Luke standing in front of the AT-ATs. Like, that stands out, right? I'll remember that forever. The I don't know, beyond that I'm trying to think. The one other shot that stands out to me isn't as epic as like Luke staring into the sunset, but it would be like Kylo waking up and seeing Luke's face, and it's seeing that it's like this twisted evil face of hatred towards him or something. Like, that kind of stands out.
Emotional content in some of the events that happen in that movie, some of the images that are shown on screen. And that might explain why I didn't mind so much that the bombers were designed impractically. But here's the skinny. Mahler has heard all of this. In a critique of The Last Jedi Part 3, Mahler implies that argument and arguments like it are an attempt to shield the film from criticism. Like, he makes up a hypothetical Episode 9, where, like, everything is, like, completely off the wall. Like, all the threads are dropped. It's hilarious, honestly.
Alright, it's time once and for all to destroy this argument. What if the 9th episode of the series opens with Luke saying, "The Sith must end too. I totally forgot. Sorry, lol. I'm sleepy, I guess." And he jumps wearing only a nappy into space. He chops every last Death
That'd be sick.
Star Destroyer, etc. in half and kicks the supremacy into a local sun. He then stands on the sun and says, "Kylo, you must return to the Jedi because they are actually okay and really cool." And so Kylo does. Would that be something you consider bad? Because if you said to me that this is terrible writing, do you know what I'd say back to you? You don't search for logic in a Star Wars movie. A movie full of laser weapons, noisy explosions in space, and little Muppets running around.
You know what? That would have been really sick if that actually was Episode 9. And I know, unironically, I know people, you're probably listening right now and like, you would hate it if that's what happened in Episode 9. I'm trying to think. Like, this is always I always say this when it comes to stories, where it's like, please do something crazy, do something interesting. And I know Miller has always disagreed with me on this. Well, what's like, there's like an example I'm thinking of. What is it? I think it was Stranger Things, when I was talking about how, like, wouldn't it be so cool if the next season of Stranger Things was opening in the void world or whatever it is where Vecna has been born from, and we have an entire, like, 2 episodes or something watching the creatures in that void world, and watching like a family grow up there and a family of beasts, and then we empathize with the beasts or something, and we like have a whole mini arc on that. And it's like so different from everything from the rest of the show. And it doesn't make any sense logically, but wouldn't that be the coolest thing ever to see a show do that? And I think Miller was like, that'd be dumb, and we don't like, why would they do that? And I think that's the general, or maybe it was someone else, maybe it wasn't Miller, but I would love for a story to take a sudden turn like that and have like an interesting sub narrative within like a larger story, and to have like an insane turn like this in Star Wars would be so interesting to me. I don't know. Oh boy. I voted Gunbuster, I love you, Miller, but bro, what type of anime do you like? I like good anime, okay? Objectively good anime. That's my conclusion there. More shocking. Actually, I don't know what I like. I like things that most other people like. I don't have very particular tastes or anything. Most shocking is Death Parade coming in second. Who cares about that? At least the Gungrave and Gunbuster have an appeal of being retro. Well, they're both recent and well known, right? I have one cat that likes to be held and one cat that likes to be held for about 2 seconds. True. I Love You, Heath. Timeless. It felt generic. Luke Skywalker is such a little dweeb. I'd beat his ass. No, he'd use the Force on you and you'd die, okay? The Holdo maneuver is a very striking shot. That is true, visually and logically. It's very striking. It's time to destroy this argument. True. You should watch Project A Co. I'm pretty sure you can find them on YouTube. Some anime, I guess. Interesting. Okay. You know, you could go to eliteari.com and recommend it on the website. I don't know if it'd show up, but I should, Heath. I should. It looks so cool. That sounds better than most of Stranger Things. Okay, maybe Miller's on my side. I don't know. It was Miller. It always was. Anyway.
You need to remember that this is a movie first with visual metaphor and not a documentary about real things happening in space.
And really, this just speaks to Mahler's utter narrow-mindedness when it comes to art. Like, the only way a film can be good or bad is based on how airtight the script is, and if you imply that there are other ways to judge a film, then he says you just don't have standards at all. Hi, Mahler.
That's
and
me.
Probably Wolf and Rags, too. If you're watching this, then I have a couple of film recommendations I'd like to give you, because while I'd like to have a discussion about these things, I do not want to do it exclusively in reference to The Last Jedi. I hope you understand. First on the docket is a film called Funny Games. Be sure to get the American version. Like, usually remakes are worse, but this is a director
If you got spoiled on this by watching my analysis, watch Cache instead.
making his own work and actually improving on it in a lot of ways. Second is a film called Sorry to Bother You. It came out last year now. And the last film I'd like you to check out is called Under the Skin. Yes.
I've seen Under the Skin. Why? Okay, well. I don't know if it's fair to say I've seen it, because I think I watched like 80% of that film, and then I like got really tired and I had to sleep. And then I think the rental expired or something, and I just never watched it. And I was like, God damn it. So I never watched the end of that film. But that is, I can understand why they brought that up. It's a very experimental film. I don't think there's very little, if any, dialogue. You don't really know too much. There's not much of a plot. It's like an alien that's going around like, I don't even know, feasting on men who have erections or something, is like my vague recollection. There's a lot more depth to it, I'm sure. But yeah, there's like no logic. There's no like storyline. It's a very interesting experimental film. I would be interested, now that I've seen what they recommended there. The other two would be interesting to see, like to watch and see what they are.
I am, in fact, giving you homework. But if you want to, you can give us some film recommendations, too, if you like this. Any 3 movies that you think are underrated that we haven't seen that would help your points. If I come onto EFAP and it turns out you haven't seen any of these, I'm just going to step right the fuck back out. Sorry. I'm also going to step out if Rags is there.
Oh, shit. Mahler's most recent review of 2018's Predator reboot is incidentally marked with all the same issues we've seen in the Last Jedi review, the Black Panther review, and every other extended critique. A tedious summary wavering between superficial digs at things you don't like because it makes you sigh and say, what the fuck, and literally just saying things that happen with no real reason to remark on it.
And I'm not fucking kidding you guys. She ends up shooting herself with the tranquilizer in her own fucking foot.
God, really? A strong female character making mistakes? Can't have that in today's Hollywood. With all that said, I think I'm getting it now. Writing this with Eric, combing through the archives, I get why Mahler and those who follow him have convinced themselves that this is the same as a real, in-depth, nitty-gritty critique. You have an area unexamined in your mind, and that's where the combination of conscious and unconscious impulses that make you feel certain ways about certain things lie. You've built a system, a concrete, coherent system that has made it easier for you to identify what things specifically you don't like. Mostly. Somewhere along the way, you convinced yourself that these things being objectively a part of the text, arguably, makes your feelings on them also objective. And now you've decided, without a lick of real study into how most of this stuff could or should be measured, that you're simply on another level to other critics. You've seen the code. Now you can spread the word by giving really long summaries of things and going, this good, this bad, this good, this bad. Hell, if you do it enough, it's just like a real analysis. It's like YouTube media critics self-help guidance.
Many have shared that they want to...
I think I pretty much almost entirely agree with this. This is like based on having only seen one Mahler video, and based on like what they said in this, that is probably my position on what I would think on Mahler if you asked me.
Safe version of my video for the children to understand and learn from, which I am more than happy to provide in this instance. Me, Wolf, and Rags, and many other people have what you could call a talent, a gift, whatever, to be able to discern media down to its composing parts. Where someone sees a scene, we might see script instead. Be like, oh, look at the components moving.
And along the way, you've forgotten that perspectives are perspectives, even if they're based on the same objective thing. It's the kind of mindset that leads you to ignoring that some people might just think visuals are an important part of a Star Wars movie, and that's no less credible than you not liking it when Luke drinks the milk.
Why?
The kind of mindset that leads you to blindly say, that's objectively a 5 or a 6, without really thinking about what that even means. I'm not here as someone who's never done any of the things I think Mauler's doing. In fact, my 2 most popular videos on Sky High and Alice in Wonderland are both super rambly with way too much summary fluff and little distinction between a personal nitpick and a legitimate argument. But these are issues I want to recognize and grow from, and seeing your most recent review fall into the exact same holes, I felt a need to point out these methodological problems to you and the fans, many of whom still confuse your CinemaSins format for deeper critique. There is something deeper here, something not truly explored, and it ties together all these things talked about so far. But hey, maybe it'll all become clear very, very soon.
Wait, I missed it. A critique of Star Wars: The Force Awakens introduction. I missed it because I pressed end poll because I realized the poll was still going. It was Miller. It always is. Wait, what? I have the Stranger Things thing. I'm just saying that's a series that just decides to do crazy stuff. Okay, interesting. It's got bouncy boobs, right, Heath? Yeah, says Heath. It's like the Grease effect, Ari. Did I actually watch Grease? True, yeah. Apparently Kyle was there for Grease, but he didn't finish it or he wasn't paying attention or something. I don't know. Or was listening to a podcast or something at the same time? I don't remember. I want Ciclet to just find out you watch this and none of the essays he's asked you to watch. Ciclet's not going to be happy. But you know what, Ciclet? 1, it's about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. 2, it's about media analysis. I make media analysis. 3, it's tied to me personally because I've reacted to a Mauler thing in the past. So I have experience with him or his fans, I guess, critiquing my commentary. So it's perfect for me.
So Mauler is frequently accused of believing his opinions are objective, and this isn't actually quite true. He actually released a video recently that puts a lot of it to rest. So the problem is that his real opinions are equally bullshit.
The word opinion is thrown around far more than references to the topic being discussed. The purpose behind it in this case is to champion the idea that there is no such thing as good or bad content, that everyone is simply sharing their perspective. You know, the mentality that everyone gets a medal no matter what. Participation.
True, that's my mentality.
Is now enough to celebrate quality. Everybody who was in the race now gets a first place medal.
See, Mauler simply creates a distinction between 2 types of statements that you can make about a piece of art. There's a subjective and objective. A subjective statement would be that you thought it looked really cool, it had nice themes, it made you feel feelings, etc. While an objective statement is provable. It is based off the stuff that you're looking at, indisputable facts.
Like, wait, he's probably going to give an example, but like, Vader chopped off Luke's arm.
It had dozens of plot holes. The character writing was inconsistent, all that jazz. The problem here is that supporting your assessments of quality with examples from the work itself doesn't actually make it objective, it just makes it well-founded. Let's say that you point out that this knife disappears mid-swipe. Where did it go? And you're right. You're absolutely.
And then I'd be like, bro, it's a Force ability. Rey accidentally tapped into the Force and contacted Palpatine, who accidentally took the knife and some Force dyad and crazy. It all makes sense by the end of the trilogy.
You're right. That knife it's gone. It was there and now it's gone. Well done. You're very observant. But if we were using the word correctly, the objective statement would be that the knife is missing. You haven't actually said whether the film is good or bad or well.
Do we even know the knife is missing? We could say, I can't see the knife. Do we know it's missing?
Made or poorly made until you can say why this knife trick made the film worse, which is subjective. This conflation leads to Mauler routinely implying that if you disagree with his qualitative assessment of a film, then you are denying the facts that he used to come to his conclusions, which could not be further from the truth. In fact, like 2 people can completely agree on what's in a film and what's shown and disagree on its quality. In short, your standards for objective assessment are not separate from your subjective opinions. They're just more opinions. So no, Mauler doesn't think his opinions are objective. He just thinks his opinions are objective. Bye, Mauler. Hope you have a good day.
What the fuck?
This new Force Awakens video, as it goes, has all the qualities we have spoken about here and more, despite the fact that the man has now spoken for an accumulated...
This is a weird collaboration. I don't know. I like it. I like getting like a break from one person and then getting the other person and going back to this, but like it's good. It's just weird. They don't feel like they're very like tying in together well, but I guess they are. I don't know.
30 plus hours about how much he dislikes the new Star Wars films, if you account for his podcast. We are presented with a 3-hour-long critique, which... I mean, the first hour is just more talking about Twitter arguments he had.
I simply don't agree with your approach to video game criticism. It's a little immature.
Oh, Hey Bomber Guy, enemy of this channel. We actually, who do we prefer over Hey Bomber Guy and Mauler? Of the 2 people, of the videos that we've seen of both of these people, and by video I mean I've only seen like 10 minutes of a Hey Bomber Guy video. versus an hour of an Ahsoka video from Mola. I think the video from Mola was probably better, but you know what?
Or to write as if you've achieved objectivity.
That doesn't mean I like Mola or H Bomber Guy, okay?
And I'm out to make you look crazy for it. And I'd recommend, like, chilling out.
Seeing it come out just 2 days after Reykjavik's Mass Effect Andromeda overview, a full rundown of the game's development cycle, as well as provide key insights into aspects of the game which may have contributed to it being so unpalatable to many players, and why, in just under an hour, it's certainly an unfortunate contrast. When you get an hour and a half into this critique and almost nothing has actually been said about Star Wars The Force Awakens, you know there might be a problem. Don't worry though, this is only the intro, so it doesn't matter that we spent a whopping hour with Mauler just kind of ranting about disagreements he had about people thinking he's too pushy with his personal opinions on movies.
Regardless of how they feel, regardless of how Mark feels, regardless of how the world feels, I feel like it was a terrible decision from a man who had a fan story to tell.
Did he just say,
and no
I
one
feel?
could convince him of anything different because he had the final word on the script.
I'm incidentally going to ignore the argument that I can't make these points because it's only part 1 of a series. Mauler himself argues that doing so is like
Clarification, Muller is actually fine with critiquing part 1 as long as you've seen the whole thing, just not only some of it. Keep that in mind, EFAP fans.
sending back the whole meal because you don't like the potatoes. And this is apt only in that looking at the way the cook serves up one portion is a good indicator of how they'll serve the rest. Will I turn away the whole meal? Probably not. I like to give things chances. That's why aside from finishing the Dark Souls 2 critique, I've made my way through most of what Muller has made, only skipping breakdowns here where I feel like I'd just be repeating myself.
And so the guy says, well, your name shall be Han Solo. You heard it right, folks. Han's name comes from some random officer deciding.
The obvious thing here is like, you will be called Darth Vader. And it's like, where did that come from? It just came from the whim of Palpatine, right? But I'm sure Mola has like some forced reason for that.
It sounded neat. We didn't even need an origin scene for his fucking name. Also, I find it amusing that you're an origin film, but you couldn't be fucked to explain how Han Solo can speak Wookiee in the film.
Oh my god, the prequel trilogy is an origin to Vader, and we don't even see where the name Vader comes from. Crazy.
First place.
Having done so, I'm remarkably unsurprised that Muller still doesn't get why some people disagree with his methodology in particular, trying to spot contradictions in other people speaking authoritatively about the objective quality of media, because, as Eric points out, Muller confuses a well-founded argument for an objective one. When his critics put out videos saying subjectivity is implied, they're, well, saying that the
Did I watch this? I feel like I watched this. It sounds very familiar.
Objectivity of their views are implied. They still make room for disagreements, where Muller will dedicate hours every week to mocking those who disagree with him and front-loading his Frankenstein monster of a critique overview, picking fights with people. But don't worry, this is only part 1 of this 6-part, 15-hour film review.
What are stories but mystery boxes?
Right, yeah, we're gonna tackle that, but not for about 12 hours.
And again, none of this gives any greater depth to Muller's arguments. He'll go on a tangent about the Terminator films as an example of how lore contradictions can lead to a franchise falling apart, ignoring the fact that the apparently contradictory Terminator 2 is what most people preferred anyway, ignoring the fact that the later entries had myriad aspects people disliked, which had nothing to do with breaking canon. It's all just in the mix, and each individual point is lost in this murk of objective critique.
Why do stormtroopers have laser versions of medieval weaponry available?
I don't know how Muller will take this video, whether it might spark introspection as to whether he
I have a feeling this wouldn't spark introspection.
feels he's most effectively putting his points across with this increasingly bloated format, or if he'll double down, insist I'm trying to police him by offering my own perspective. Muller has not had a great history with those he disagrees with, even going back to his early work picking fights with Mark Brown for criticizing Dead Space. He's called opposing critics massive faggots.
Hey, what?
It's then taken back his apology when it doesn't come with full forgiveness. Even Eric has had a full hour of a live stream dedicated to mocking his physical appearance and calling him an autistic retard for disagreeing with one of his friends, so who knows. More than likely, he'll shrug this off because I didn't provide the full context of his work, as he did with Eric's last, desperately trying to ignore that the first hour of his new video is a highlight reel of the exact tactics he calls disingenuous in others, up to and including attacking people's content without playing one piece of audio from said content. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's probably true. If I were to guess, that's probably what it is. But I guess we'll see. In our next stream, we'll do a 6-hour reaction to a 9-hour. I don't know.
I guess my aim is more on those who might be led to look at the popularity of Muller's content and say, well, I guess that means I don't even need to consider how I'm discussing a work. I can just vomit out my 20-hour-long Space Jam review and then be shocked to discover people often miss large swathes of what I'm saying when I'm told I'm contradicting myself, when critics misunderstand what I'm getting at. I implore you to reconsider. This isn't a demand, you can do as you wish, but few people engage with material in this way, and it isn't just because they haven't thought about it. I don't serve you pizza the size of a dinner table and then insult you for not appreciating the 19th slice, and I don't throw out the benefit of clarity and concision in making a point. Does every video need to be 10 minutes long? Absolutely not, and that's why I front-loaded this video with creators who do produce insightful long content that I highly recommend checking out. Honestly, it's up to you, and maybe you'll be the first person to do a day-long review of a fantasy family film without sacrificing the depth or clarity of your arguments. I don't believe Muller and those who emulate him do. I think instead what we're seeing is a group of people that just generally agree about movies, have the same nitpicks, and through enough circle jerking, have essentially decided that they are in a special club where only they know what makes things objectively good or bad, who can
Again, I think that's pretty much exactly what I think. And the difference is, like, I feel like I'm probably also in a very similar camp. Like, even when I'm discussing things with Kyle, we have, like, certain things like descriptive realism, and we talk about these things, and but we'd never claim that this is objective, or this is things that everyone should agree on is actually good stuff. We are in our little, like, circle jerking kind of side of media discourse, but we would never claim that everyone should be like us. Whereas it seems, from my limited exposure to Mola, seems like he says that if you don't agree with me, then you're objectively wrong, or like you're not as objective as I am. So yeah.
Then ignore the fundamental flimsy subjectivity of their argumentation because, well, they agree with each other, and that gives them the right to push their evaluation of a work as a notch above the rest, to in fact seek out those who disagree with that, to act like basic middle school bullies because they've decided they're right. The length of the critique doesn't wind up deepening any understanding of the text, only to obfuscate the lack thereof. But hey, that's just my opinion, and you're free to agree or disagree in the comments below.
What? In the comments? I just reacted. I should have just left a comment. Oh my god. Crazy. Whoa. Just close my whole screen somehow. Alright, go become a patron to Jack St. Guys. So that was I think it was a pretty decent video. I especially like the summaries at the end of the positions that I thought were really good summaries of, I guess, what I was kind of thinking. It probably would have benefited from more positive examples. I know he provided some of like what he thought would be good analysis of like in a similar vein to Mola, but maybe examples of content creators that are out there that are producing good critiques. I know he listed them, but specifically in regard to like Star Wars, like give an example of a good like Last Jedi review. I think that would have been interesting, but not necessary. I think the argument was decently explained throughout this video. I like having two people. It was like a nice break, like I said, like going from one to the other and being like, okay, we're breaking up the pacing here by having like a different perspective on the same kind of argument of like long critique not being deep critique. I don't know that necessarily what depth is meant, like what deep actually means. I don't think it was very clarified throughout this video. I think like I did say at some point that maybe depth is the levels of reasoning that you provide to your arguments and how it can be like a recursive thing where you're like I said, C-3PO's arm is red, level 0, okay? One level of depth would be saying, why is C-3PO, why is it bad that C-3PO's arm is dead, is like another layer of depth, and that keeps going. And the more layers of depth you have is more like deep or whatever. Maybe there is, like if I reflect on this, also it's a bit like, when I'm watching these videos on stream, I'm kind of thinking about like how to respond like verbally, like how to say things. I'm not really internalizing all the things they're saying. Like maybe they do have a better argument if I watch this more holistically, like what they're actually saying depth is, but I don't know, I feel like that was more of a weaker part of the video where I come to the end, I'm like, what do they mean by depth? And like, I don't know. But generally, pretty good. Okay, I wasn't bored at any point throughout. There wasn't any, like I know I've seen a lot of videos where I react to and they're criticizing people. And a lot of them are like, you have to be inside on their like whole political narrative to kind of, and it bothers me. I'm like, you have to be in on all the understandings and the jokes and everything. This was like there's no like, they don't assume that you accept their whole worldview to kind of like understand their criticism. So I thought this was good in that regard. Yeah, interesting video. Now I am very interested what the EFAP or Mauler response to this video would be, but I don't know if I have like 10 hours to watch it, I guess. I don't know. Hey folks, to clarify confusion, a conversation with Muller will not take place. We set a criteria for a balanced discussion with only those relevant to the video. Muller refuses this due to our dishonesty. Full explanation by Muller here. For those curious as what exactly... Alright, we'll read the dishonest... Oh, deleted, I guess? Or maybe Muller's account got changed or something? Oh, I guess that's not happening. For those curious about what exactly... this dishonesty entails, check out myself and Eric's full stream discussing a discussion of their response, which had apparently exposed our lies and deceit. Long story short, it amounts to very little. Repeated contradictions about what is or not objective critique, or what objectivity means, a critical inability to understand what a literary theory is, context which adds nothing to the point being made or even makes their own side looks worse. The whole shebang. Links below. So this is their response, right? Oh no, this is a response to EFAP's response. It's unlisted. I wonder why it's unlisted. Part 2. First part. Would they link Mauler's video? I'm more interested to see what Mauler said and then watch this later. Anyway. Long stream, okay? We're getting to the end of this. What was I up to? I think they solely took their shirt off to provoke a mean reaction when they react on EFAP. I did notice that, actually, that he took his shirt off. I don't know. I do wonder, that is an interesting thing if they did that intentionally to provoke a reaction. H-Bomber guy is the GOAT, true. Wouldn't Mola just say prequel's bad? I mean, my understanding is Mola thinks that the prequels are better than the sequels. And I only know this because he was in the one Destiny video. I think that's what they talked about, right? At some point. No, am I thinking of something else? Because the Breaking Bad thing, was that in the same video? Wait. Prequel. Or maybe it was in the when they're debating the React content, which is the only other Mola thing I've seen. Prequel's Mola. But yeah, he could, like, what Kyle is referring to is when I said that the Darth Vader line comes out of nowhere. He could just say that, like, even though I like the prequels for other reasons, that Darth Vader thing is a bad element of the prequels or whatever. I'm not watching it. We're not watching more Mola videos today, okay? Damn, okay. I don't know what Mia's damning to, but there's plenty to damn to here. Is Jack Saint gay, Miller? Oh boy. He has a girlfriend. Lamau, maybe he's bi. I do want to kind of watch the EFAP thing now. Well, I'm not watching it right now, okay? But his voice is annoying. I think Mola has a good narration voice. I just indoctrinated Elite Ari into my phrases. True. And I am objective, says Kyle. Elite Ari also perfectly pauses to break up the game word. Yeah, I did. That was it's crazy. Did either of them go on EFAP, Miller? Did you like the... I think I gave a very thorough summary of if I liked the video. No, says Miller. Crazy. Do you have a more or less favorable view of Mola now, Ari? Probably. I don't think it impacted my view on Mola that much. If any at all, I don't know. Because, I mean, it would be unfair for me to take a 50-minute video where they're showing maybe, what, like 15 minutes of Mola's content and then to kind of generalize from there based on their arguments. I don't know. If everything they're saying is true, then I guess, yeah, that would diminish it. It'd diminish my thoughts on Mola a little bit, but, or quite a lot. But I wouldn't base it just on this. But, yeah, I don't know. Neutral. Didn't affect me that much. He hates Mola and his loser fans. Generally, I don't like Mola's fans. They did annoy me a little bit in those comments, but, you know, I appreciated that they viewed my video. I feel like Mola definitely hates the prequels. He just hates the sequels more. Maybe. We'll never know. Oh my god, the H3 podcast. Crazy. Blaming Healer for Friday's episode being bad. Blaming Bobby Lee for Friday's episode being bad. True. Alright, we're good. We're done. I'm hungry. I'm tired. My voice is hurting. And now we're going to start our 7-hour reaction to the EFAP number 22, responding to Jack Saint Eric Taxon. Long critique is not deep critique, part 1.
And proceed we shall. With episode 22 of EFAP, even though technically the gaming is going to be a separate thing now. Be separate episodes. Okay, we're professionals. You can't mix up video responses with gaming. That's fucked up.
Yeah, no, we're not doing this today. I feel like Mola definitely hates the prequel. I read that already. I linked the EFAP. Hell yeah. I'm not watching a 7-hour video. Okay. I'll watch it. Will watch this off stream, not the whole thing. Jesus, but
yeah, we'll keep going.
The analysis, and you'll miss nothing. Like, he's spending that entire first 4 hours just giving a excruciatingly slow.
How about all the points where he paused the movie and like said, "This is what they could have done to make this scene better."
Yeah, like this is insanely disingenuous.
Okay.
Oh, because they tell a very strong story that's been what you could call in the subtext because of all of these events taking place and these over.
Wait, we need a part where they're playing the video, so I remember what they were saying in the video.
That I'm in favor or against feminism. I literally just pointed out that it's interesting as a feminist that you wouldn't have an issue with a game that's previously allowed you to choose what gender you spawn in with, that it's forcing you to be male immediately. And you could be like, well, that's just a nitpick. And I'd be like, no, sure, that's fine. I found it interesting that it's not something that would bother him at all. So if someone said...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that if someone said, like, see... And it's something that I consider a little closer to me for media than a lot of standard pieces of media. I don't know, I really care about Tony Stark's journey. And so the portion I showed you was like what I consider to be the crown jewel of the part of the film that I really enjoyed, and then I move into talking about it as a whole. And he's just like, he phoned it in. It's like, thanks, man.
So you can phone in and make better content than he can? Trying?
I wouldn't.
What are they talking about?
As I said earlier, orders of magnitude longer than almost any other online media critic. To this fan base,
Oops, sorry, it skipped for me. Let me draw it back.
Oh my goodness.
To his craft, the fact
I wish I could see what you see when watching movies. I left Last Jedi.
Centers around his exhaustive commentary, and he has inspired many of his fans to use this same format in their own video essays.
So, for the sake of clarification, I encourage length, usually because it can very much lead to further detail and more clarity. But it's not guaranteed.
Given between the choice, I would rather have something be too long than too short.
Yeah, if you told me to watch an extremely amazing breakdown of, let's say, Star Wars Episode 9 when it comes out, and you're presenting me, like, there's two units.
See, I'm more of the preferring the short kind of stuff, you know? I don't like long videos.
Argument off of something that's just not even there.
And just to clarify for viewers, how would you discern the difference between Ripley and Rey in terms of force diversity?
One has the force.
I mean, what do you think the intention is there?
That was... Yeah, it's to make it seem like that was all we had to say on the matter.
So what we're going to do, folks, is...
Alright. I'll watch this later. How does Mueller even rationalize subtext? I don't know. I don't know enough about Mueller's worldview. Like, how does he prove it's a thing? Well, it's obvious. You know, subtext exists. I don't know. Ari discourages like, that is definitely true. I like my nice 4-minute videos that I make. Will you upload this? Get the spicy comments and engagement. Will I upload this? I don't know. It's a potential thing. I guess I'll think about, I think I decently portrayed most of my arguments. I know there are a few arguments I made that I think are wholly contradictory and don't make sense at all. So I wouldn't want to publish this as like a video. I don't know, maybe. If I get bored, there's like nothing else on my channel. If I run out of things I can upload, then maybe I'll upload this. But it's not my best showing, you know? It's probably better than my first reaction to Mueller, but definitely didn't. There were some arguments that were quite incoherent, I think. Crazy. 89 views. This keeps getting views even though the episode's over. Great. Are there any comments yet? Oh my god, no comments. Mrs. Flood is Ruby's mother? Question mark, question mark. Crazy. He better upload this. We'll see. Make a video on him and get on EFAP. That's a bit scary. They have a very large audience and an audience that I am very philosophically, I think, opposed to. So it would be a bit scary of an experience. If anything, like what would be the vectors to popularity that I would pursue? Let me think. What are like the popular figures out there? Oh god, piracy. Vectors of popularity. Obviously, Blind Wave. I think there is a very decent chance I could, if I made a video on Blind Wave, I'm sure I could get it in front of their eyes somehow. If I made like a scripted video on them. What else? The H3 podcast I think is pretty easy. Like this is if I made a this is a vector where I think I could get something out there quite easily. Because they have a very strong community that always finds things that other people say and they can like bring it back to the podcast. The podcast itself is very reactionary to online content made about them, so they can definitely respond to content. They get a lot of bad faith criticism and not a lot of good faith criticism, so that could be interesting. This is a very interesting vector, but I don't know. There's also I think these are like the very likely. I'm pretty confident I could get something in front of those eyes. But then there's like probably Destiny and like a level lower than that. Where I don't think I have much of an overlap of anything he would be interested in. Yeah, I don't know if I could make any video that Destiny would be interested in, but he is very accessible. That's the thing. Like if I could easily, not easily, but you could definitely get in front of Destiny's eyes pretty easily, right? Like he looks at emails, he reads his subreddit, on stream. He replies to Twitter people with like 50 followers. Like there's definitely a way to get to Destiny quite easily, but I don't know if there's anything that I could make, you know. Beyond these people, I don't know who else there is really. Muller's like, I don't know much about Mueller as in like what type of like how often he makes content. Does it react to things? Like does he stream? I don't know much about that regard, so I have no idea how likely that would be. And if I did, like it's a bit scary because the audience is very different to me. Duadari, But he's Destiny's friend. That is true. Yeah. They doxed you, Elite Ari. True, maybe. Correct Destiny on AI, then go on as an expert. Yeah, maybe. Email Turkey Tom with your excessive Twitch knowledge. Yeah, maybe Turkey Tom is the vector. I'll go into his streams, okay? Great. Oh, and we forgot, of course, the great Munker Man. One day we're going to reach out to him when he's a massive channel. He's going to have 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to be like, Munker Man, I was with you back when you had 5,000 subscribers, okay? Great. Anyway, this is it, okay? Hungry. Thirsty. Oh my gosh, Emiru. Oh my gosh, Pippin. I'm getting so distracted. Is this the same girl that we've watched so... What is this? Oh my god. The stream got blocked. It only got blocked in Russia, so we're okay. But I think I opened a TikTok and it had music and it was like, yep, we're done. Not a TikTok, sorry, a YouTube short. What is this channel? Oh my god, it's Hunter x Hunter. Hisoka kidnaps the Hunter x Hunter children. 120 subs. 120,000 subs. It's a VR chat channel. Which doesn't make VR chat shorts. Be the one to make the film buff is faking video. No, I don't think he's faking things, okay? I love Emiru, says Kyle. Elite Ari's favorite goth girl. I don't have a favorite goth girl. Oh, I guess this girl who randomly shows up and now I've seen 3 videos. Sure thing. Why not? How popular is she on Twitter? Okay, thanks. Nice to see the channel's up to date. Watch the Nostalgia Critic video I linked. That's how you get a famous person's attention. Slide into a DM, Zari. Okay. All right, this and that's it. And I'm watching like 30 seconds of this and then I'm leaving because I'm very hungry.
Hello,
it's only 2 minutes. We'll watch the whole thing, okay?
Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to. And I have a bone to pick with one angry video game nerd. At least once a week, one of your fans comments on my video saying that I am very similar to you. Oh yeah, an angry critic who's obsessed with the past? Never seen one of those before. But the fact of the matter is, these comparisons keep coming and coming and coming. As both you and I know, there is no comparison. I am by far the greater talent. I mean, you may have reviewed bad video games, but I reviewed bad movies based on bad video games, which is far worse. You may have reviewed the third Ninja Turtles movie, but I had the courage to review all 3 in a row. P.S. Corbufuckus is still copyrighted. And you may have beaten the shit out of Bugs Bunny, but that's nothing. Here's a taste of what I do to myself. And if that's what I can do to me, just imagine what I can do to you. So, I say to you, angry video game nerd, if that is your real name, keep your fans under control. You don't see my fans leaving threatening comments all over your videos, like they should be. So, please, leave this petty, jealous rage behind you and simply acknowledge that I'm the better man. If you accept this defeat, please respond by leaving absolutely no comment whatsoever. In fact, don't even respond to this video. In fact, act like you have a million other things going on in your life that you wouldn't even have time to watch this video, let alone respond to it. Do that, and I will accept your apology. But, if there are any more outbursts out of you, Mr. Video Game Nerd, I swear to God, there will be words. Followed by some more words, followed by maybe a few more words, and then topped off with an ass whooping! I'm talking nerd on critic action, and I assure you it will not be pretty. It will be very unpretty. I'm a Nostalgia Critic. I remember it, so you don't have to.
Oh my god, he did the Legend of Korra thing. Crazy. Crazy. Oh my god, George Lucas. The Legend of Korra. Korra does the eye thing to Lin Bei Fong. We're not gonna find it, are we? But you all know what I'm talking about. I'm watching you. Laughing in the background. True, funny. Okay. I can't believe this shit worked. He had like 10 videos at this point. That is crazy. Oh my goodness. 2008. Jesus Christ. And then Doug watched Korra. Crazy. Then he blew up because Legend of Korra. We love it. We love his videos. That's actually the only content I'd seen of him beforehand. Anyway. Destiny clip. I'm getting so... I need to leave. Base Dr. K. Oh my god, the Decoding the Gurus episode on Dr. K has come out. I haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait. Destiny clip. What is this Destiny? What are you referring to? What Destiny clip? I'm not watching a Dr. K Destiny clip, alright? I don't like Dr. K. RECY clip. I don't know what that means. I don't even know. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for coming. Very long stream. When am I streaming next? Well, tomorrow I'm assuming we're doing Chainsaw Man, which means not probably streaming tomorrow. So maybe the next day? I don't know. Revy's concentration song. Anyway, enjoy your night. Don't forget to watch the Blind Wave reaction videos because we love the Blind Wave channel. Make sure you support them. And see you in a few days.